yo, we're live, pal. What's up, everybody? This is the watch-along for WWE Money in the Bank. We are back. I am Dave. My brother is here. Johnny North is here. Hold on. Let me find these guys. Where are these guys? There they are. Yeah. What's up, dudes? Yo, that's my brother on my left over there. Ben Simon. And there, to my right, the big man, Johnny North, the main man. You know him from Wrestling Uncensored and Dave and Johnny Live. The man who no-showed the UFC 249 watch-along last night, Johnny North. I'm going to let you hear it all night long here as we strap in for a WWE Super Show, a pay-per-view, whatever you want to call it. It's Money in the Bank. It's a network special. Although I saw you can still buy it on pay-per-view, which is weird. Why would you want to pay more for this event than you have to? Anyways, this is happening. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Money in the Bank is going down. We already saw Jeff Hardy and Cesaro wrestle. Jeff Hardy getting the win over Cesaro after a Swanton bomb. Nice little comeback match for Jeff Hardy. I thought the match was solid. Two great wrestlers, two veterans. They went in there and had a really solid opening match on the kickoff. We have a bunch of matches coming up. Before we get to those, Johnny North, did you see the kickoff match? What did you think of Jeff and Cesaro?
I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest. Like, yeah, it was a nice little typical first match, but for Jeff's first match back, I thought it'd be more than just a regular kind of match. It was very slow. Very disappointing for what these guys are. You thought they could do more.
I mean, I wasn't that disappointed in the match. I thought it was all right. It was a match, on a kickoff show with no story, no heat, no purpose. What are you expecting?
I expected something better than that. That just seemed like going through the motions the whole match.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I know my brother missed it, so I'm not even going to ask you what you thought. So that's okay. You didn't know that the kickoff was so early. These pay-per-views seem to start earlier and earlier. Used to be the kickoff show was at 7, and then the pay-per-view was at 8. Match, What is that in the background going on? I'm hearing myself off mic. Is that you? Is that you, Uncle?
It's not me.
Yeah, I think it was something behind you. Anyways, these things, they just keep starting earlier and earlier. Oh, there it is. What is that in the background going on? I'm hearing myself. It's happening again. Did you
shut taking care of?
You took care of it?
Oh, look who's coming out.
Oh, 8-time champs. Here come the New Day. All right, we're right into it here. Money in the Bank is kicking off with the New Day. Big E and Kofi Kingston against Miz and Morrison, against the Forgotten Sons, against the Lucha House Party, a fatal 4-way tag team match playa for the SmackDown tag team titles. And here come the new champs, the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods. I saw them cut a promo on the pre-show. They're wearing XW on their. They got tape around their biceps there, and it says XW for Xavier Woods. When is Woodsy coming back? I miss him.
It was a pretty nasty injury. Didn't he tear his MCL or something requires at least 9 months recovery time after surgery? So
that's right.
Who knows?
Yeah, 9 months.
So plenty of time to stream himself playing video games and such.
Yeah, but it was an Achilles, right? He tore his Achilles, and I guess yeah, I think it was an Achilles tear. But it was a long time ago. I thought that at this point he'd be back. I'm a little surprised that Woods isn't back by now. I don't know, man. Maybe he comes back tonight. We have a nice surprise, Xavier Woods. I thought he was going to be back. I thought he was going to be back around Mania time, but guess not.
Yeah,
he's been out He's been out for a long time. Here come the Lucha House Party. They had an awesome showing on SmackDown this week. They're pretty good. I like those guys. Who do you guys have winning? What's that, John?
You still have the New Day for this match, do you?
Yeah, that's it. I was going to ask you, who does everybody have for this match? I think the New Day probably retains. They just won the titles I'd be surprised if they lose them right away. Like, what's the point of that?
Although Miz is back. Like, I'm looking at the Miz right now, kind of making his way down. He wasn't there for Mania, so if the Miz is back, I can see them putting the straps back on Miz and Morrison.
No, but
continuing whatever they had.
No, because Miz and Morrison, they retained at Mania. Morrison wrestled, but then when they lost the belts, it was Miz that wrestled. So that doesn't make any sense, because if they're waiting for Miz to give him a run, I mean, Miz was already there, and then he was the one that dropped the belt. So, there goes that theory. No Miz and Morrison. If the New Day drop it, I don't think they drop it back to Miz and Morrison unless, I don't know, you want to establish them as more of a tag team and you have them as multiple-time champions to do that. I guess there's something to that, maybe. Because Miz and Morrison, you know, they lost in a singles match. Maybe as a tag team they're unstoppable, but by themselves they're not that great. Oh, there it is. There's a super chat. There's Derek John. He says maybe Woods is the hacker. Maybe it is Xavier Woods. Could you? I mean, there is a lot of New Day being shown. You know, the hacker is. There's a hacker gimmick on SmackDown right now, and it's a mystery as to who the hacker is. And it seems like it's Mustafa Ali, because his logo is in a lot of the stuff, right? Like his kind of like light logo is in a lot of the hacker stuff, so people think it's Mustafa Ali, but that seems a little too easy. And in the hacker gimmick, he's showing like videos of different tag teams and saying, oh, it's not really all as it seems, kind of saying that he's got information, he's got audio or video about one of the tag teams talking smack about the other member, so he's going to try and break up a tag team. And the New Day is featured as part of the video package of different tag teams that he could potentially break up. So maybe it is Xavier Woods? I don't know, Johnny. What's your best guess on who the hacker is?
Well, they're saying it might be several people, actually. It's not just one person. It could be Ali. It could be also Gable as well. So this might be... Yeah, exactly. This might be just like a faction of hackers.
Oh...
A group of hackers. Ali,
they
Gable,
could make that work.
I don't know.
If
really?
you have them like hack into the production truck, and you know, like they set off pyro to like confuse their opponents and like use like real stage tricks and stuff, they could make that work if they wanted to make some kind of hacking faction. But it would require a lot of thinking on their part.
Kind of like an anonymous type group.
Yeah.
Like the Anonymous of wrestling.
Yeah, you don't know who they are, but they're using like the production truck and stage stuff, making lights fall on people or something. But
it's not a terrible concept. I just don't trust the WWE to be able to pull it off.
No.
You know, and if the group is like Chad Gable and Mustafa Ali, come on now. Like, they're not going to do anything with that. It's got to have
Vince
more.
Would be pitched that idea. He'd be like, wait, are these guys like nerds or something? Like, yeah, kind of nerds. Okay, let's put them in glasses and pocket protectors, damn it.
Like, if it's maybe, Xavier Woods as part of that group as the leader, that could work, leaving the New Day to start a new hacker group. I could see that working. Bring Tyler Breeze in there or something.
Yeah. Friend of Up, Down, Down.
Yeah.
They're always working on stuff together.
Super chat. Oh, there you go. Super chat. Thank you, Lee J. Robinson, dropping the super chat. He says Xavier is able to run, so he might be back soon. That's good news. That's good news there from Lee J. What's that, Johnny?
It's good to hear. At least, he could be back soon. I mean, I don't know if tonight, but hopefully sometime down the road. I don't think we need him here tonight, though. I mean, I think it's just going to be a straight-up match.
Would you be upset if Xavier Woods was the leader of some sort of hacker group and left the New Day? I would be. I don't really want to see the New Day broken up.
Yeah, the thing is, like, that might not have legs.
Right.
Yeah, but they've done a lot with the New Day just as a tag team. Last was so long. Just for them to change it up a little bit. I mean, they don't have to break up right away, but just there's some sort of problem because of that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like the New Day so much. I don't really want to see them ever break up unless it's for a really good reason. Like when Kofi was the WWE champion, if they were to run with Kofi, by God, that was a crazy Spanish fly thing there Grand Metalik and John Morrison did on that whole crowd. That was cool. It's a nice little move.
Grand Metalik.
What's that, John?
Grand Metalik is really underrated in WWE.
Yeah, Grand Metalik is one of the best wrestlers in the WWE. The more you see of this guy, the better he looks. He looks a little bit like Psychosis, doesn't he, with his long hair?
Yeah. I was thinking that, against in the masks, strong Psychosis vibes.
Yeah.
Even like his tights, like his getup is very Psychosis looking.
I was a big fan of Psychosis. He was great. Psychosis.
Juventud Guerrera.
Yeah. What was that group where they didn't have a mask? Wasn't Psychosis in that group?
Oh, the Mexicools.
The Mexicools. It was super crazy. Was it
Juventud?
Yeah, it was
Juventud, but then like he left the company because he was Juventud, and then it was just Psychosis and Super Crazy for like a little while. But Juventud was there at the start, but then he left. He called himself the Juice. He called himself the Juice. But then his ego got in the way.
Talk about a racist old gimmick. They're called the Mexicools. 3 Mexican dudes. Their gimmick is they're landscape artists, and they ride to the ring on a goddamn lawnmower. Are you kidding me? That was crazy.
Classic Michael Hayes.
Yeah, that was. I don't know who came up with that one, but the Mexicools was a crazy gimmick. The problem was I loved the group so much because they were so good, because the group was Psychosis, Hoovy, and Super Crazy. So, they were money every time, except their gimmick was super racist. But, man, they made it work.
That was around the same time as Crime Time, eh?
Yeah.
Each brand had their own racist tag team.
Hey, you got to have the counterpart for each show. That's how WWE works.
That's right, pal. It's not fair to the audience.
That's right. They each got to have a racist gimmick. Each show has to be treated to my racist gimmicks, pal.
Well, sadly, Mexico didn't last that long. Crime Time lasted quite a few years. Mexico's lasted, a couple months?
No, it was way more than that.
A year or two?
Come on, the
I feel Hoovy got released very quickly.
Yeah, but then it was just Psychosis and Super Crazy, like just the two of them. Like they carried it on.
Yeah.
The Mexicools began in WWE in June 2005.
Yeah.
And by 2006 in June, they were Super Crazy and Psychosis, got into a fight with each other, and they broke up. Not like a real fight, like, in the ring. Right. They had miscommunication, pal, and the Mexicools broke up. So they lasted about a year. But they were a hell of
I remember Super Crazy when he went on his own. He had his theme song where he goes, "I'm super, I'm crazy, I'm super crazy."
Ridiculous.
That was his Raw one, I think.
His Raw song?
Yeah.
It was not good.
Yeah, the Lucha House Party are really good. Like, they're so good and so underused. I mean, they're in this match, which is nice. They have been getting used a lot more on SmackDown, but they've been really good for a while. Kalisto, Grand Metalik, Lince Dorado. I don't know what happened to Kalisto. Is he hurt? Like, where's Kalisto at?
Yeah, injury too. Shoulder, I think.
That's a shame.
Kalisto is badass. Lince Dorado is badass. I mean, the Elimination Chamber thing that he did when he was on top of the chamber and then he did that shooting star thing down, that was nuts. All the Mexicools, all the lucha house party. Both of them, Metalik and Lince Dorado, had an incredible performance in that match, and I want to see more from them. Like, I want to see them get more. Here's Kofi up with a Doomsday Device type maneuver, a Doomsday Device double stomp. 1, 2, no. The Forgotten Son kicks out. I'm not even going to try to tell you which Forgotten Son kicked out. The bald one.
Cue ball.
Bull Buchanan, Forgotten Son.
Yeah. He would be part of that group.
I don't know, man. Do you know who the Forgotten Sons are? One of them is
Blake. On the corner there is Blake.
What's
Blake
his name?
Murphy.
Buddy Blake?
Wesley Blake.
Wesley Blake. Used to be part of Blake and Murphy, right?
Yeah, with Alexa Bliss.
Alexa
Alexa
Bliss
Bliss's,
and
like fiance? Wasn't it
No,
Blake?
that was Buddy Murphy.
Oh, it was Murphy. Oh.
Yeah.
I got them mixed up.
By the way, I saw something about Alexa Bliss is now with a woman. Is that true?
Oh, yeah?
Respect.
Good for her.
Gotta love women. Oh, man, this match is breaking apart. John Morrison.
I think it started. Lucha House Parties had the best moments in this match.
Of course.
Kofi's had some good spots.
Oh, that was the that was like an Oz cutter type of thing there that Lince Dorado just did. Oh, Frankensteiner off the second rope. A springboard Frankensteiner from Grand Metalik. That was sweet. And yes, I'm not calling it a Hurricane Rana. I'm calling it a Frankensteiner, brother. Oh, tilt-a-whirl up. Oh, Big E.
Wasn't Metalik one of the finalists in the first Cruiserweight Classic? Like,
He was against TJ.
Yeah, he was no longer with the company.
He's in Impact
It was
now, right?
Metalik.
Yeah, TJP's an Impact.
Oh, Metalik with a
The
top
problem
rope
is
elbow
that
drop.
They stuck a lot of those guys in 205 Live, and it was just pretty much like purgatory. We never really heard about those guys for like months and months. Metalik was just having matches, with like Tony Nese and stuff, and nobody cared.
That's it.
So, yeah.
Well, that's it, and that's what happens with guys. They kind of disappear them, and they make you not care about them because they kind of devalue them. They job them out. They make you not believe in them. So even if they're really talented wrestlers, it's hard to get interested in their stories because, they're just going to be jobbed out in 3 minutes. The match might be a good 3-minute match, but, there's only so much you can really show in 3 minutes.
We've got to call this Cesaroing, I think.
What do you mean?
You're being Cesaro. Because, it's that's what Cesaro does. He has all the talent in the world. He's never always given, he's given a bit of a shot, but he's always jobbed out. And then when he shows off his talent, the announcer's always like, oh my God, Cesaro, he should be a champion one day.
Yeah.
Where's he been?
People say that this is all part of the modern era, but it's kind of always been in WWE at least. They've always kind of done this. Even, all around the wrestling world, there's always guys that are just, they're good wrestlers, and that's why they're in the company. They're not in the company to be world champions. They're in the company to have good matches, right? Mr. Perfect example, right? A guy who is in the company, he was a solid performer, he's there to have good matches. Even Ted DiBiase, he wasn't as great, but, there's a lot of guys that were there. Jake the Snake, a lot of guys that are there, they're supporting characters. Roddy Piper, they're solid, they're really good, but they're not there to be the stars of the show necessarily. They are stars, but they're not the top stars of the show, and that's totally fine. Oh, and that's over. Big E with the big ending. 1, 2, 3 on Grand Metalik. New Day have retained the WWE Smackdown Tag Team titles in this fatal 4-way match. That was a fun match. New Day retain.
Solid.
New Day retain. We kind of figured that would happen, right?
A solid opener. I'll argue your point, though. You said that Ted DiBiase was just a supporting character. He was the main event at WrestleMania 4. He did buy the WWE Championship. They did give him, big angles.
Okay. But he was never... He bought the title. He was never really the champion.
He didn't defend it at house shows, actually, though.
He ever beat Hogan?
Didn't have to beat Hogan. He got Andre to do it for him.
Did he ever
Even
beat
better.
Savage?
He had a gimmick. He lost to Savage, unfortunately, at WrestleMania 4, but he got that match. Did
he ever beat Warrior?
Whoever beat Warrior. Not even Savage beat Warrior.
It happened. Although it didn't really happen, I guess. Ever. In his whole career. Who did beat Warrior? Anybody? Slaughter. There you go. There's one. The Sarge. Oh, man, they're showing a promo for this Undertaker documentary. I got to tell you, it looks good.
It does.
And as soon as this pay-per-view's over, we are wrapping up this watch-along so I could go watch this Undertaker documentary. Wait, I'm lying.
Chapter 1?
Yeah, no, it's a multi-part chapter. This is the WWE's version of The Last Dance. Oh, shit, new Last Dance tonight, too. Yeah, it does look good. I saw Undertaker interviewed. I saw Undertaker interviewed on The Bump today. That was pretty cool.
Oh, The Bump sucks. It's a terrible show. I can't believe you watched that.
Yeah, but Undertaker's interview on it was like a shoot interview. It wasn't a worked interview. It was all right. I liked it. Most of the show was a total work, and I was like, what is this show? But I knew that Undertaker was going to get interviewed for it, so I tuned in. Thank you, Antoinette, for the super chat. She says, hi, guys. Happy Money in the Bank. Thank you, Antoinette. Happy Mother's Day to you, Antoinette. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially my mother and the mother of my son. Big shout-outs to all the mothers out there, but especially the mothers that, are involved in the continued growth of the Simon name. Respect.
Big ups.
Yeah. As a member of the Simon clan, you got to respect that. I'm talking about our mom.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to Lacey Evans cutting a promo right now. She's got a nice big yellow hat. What?
She babyface?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a babyface.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. You know Lacey, she's a big hoss. She's good. Oh,
yeah,
man.
she is tall.
Charlie is looking especially orange tonight. By God. What is that tan on Charlie? It's like a different color than normal. There's Drew McIntyre about to do an interview. Is this Drew McIntyre match going to happen next? We don't have a lot of matches here, guys. We're kind of like mostly through this pay-per-view already, which is really nice because I want to get this thing going. You know, we have mostly title matches until the end of the card. We just had a SmackDown tag team title match. New Day retained. R-Truth versus MVP for some reason is going to happen. I think they're trying to have the oldest ever combined singles match in Money in the Bank pay-per-view history. I'm pretty sure that this will do it.
I didn't know that was even a statistic to be tracked.
Well, I'm making it right now. I'm trying to create it because MVP's 46. R-Truth is 48. That's right. R-Truth is older than MVP. Aren't you surprised? I am a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah.
So the combined age of those guys, let's see here, 80 plus 94. That's a 94-year-old singles match at WWE Money in the Bank. Not something you see every day. I cannot remember the last time we had a 94-year-old singles match. Can we compare the ages of the other singles matches tonight just to see the difference? Let's look at 30-year-old Bayley versus 42-year-old Tamina. That's a 72-year-old match. That makes sense. How about Braun Strowman? He's 36.
33?
He's 36. Wow. Bray Wyatt is 32. You add those numbers together, and you get 68. Look at me doing math on the fly. See, that's a pretty young match. Drew McIntyre, 34. Seth is about the same age, 33, so that's a 67-year-old match. See, nobody's even in their 80s as far as one-on-one matches. R-Truth versus MVP in the 90s as far as their combined age. Jeff Hardy's 42. Hold on. Cesaro's 39. We're going to be close. That's an 81-year-old match. That was the second oldest singles match on the card tonight. But here it comes. 48-year-old R-Truth. Now, no disrespect to R-Truth, and I'm sure he's really cool and all, but I like rap music, and I don't ever, and I mean ever, want to hear a 48-year-old man rap. Ever. It's not unless your name is Jay-Z. I don't want to see.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah. Hove gets a pass because he's J fucking Z. But everybody else, man, if you're 48, you need to hang up the mic. Sorry, Ronald Truth.
Well, R-Truth still raps like an 80s kind of style rap, you know? I'm bringing
Yeah,
the moves and I'm bringing
I'd
the
give him-
vibe.
I'd give
What's
him-
up? It's party time.
I'd give him very early 90s. I'd say, like,
Yeah.
R-Truth raps like it's 1990.
Well, I feel like this
Rap.
Yeah, Johnny?
this match is maybe to help push MVP's new group that I think he's starting to form. So I think maybe they'll get involved in this.
You mean Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink are going to get involved in this? Do we need to see Shane Thorne and Brendan Vink on Money in the Bank? My brother doesn't even know who those guys are, okay?
I know who Shane Thorne is.
You do?
He was on NXT. He was the TM
61
or something.
Yeah.
It was like Australia. He's Australian or something.
Yeah.
They
The
had
other
like a lot
guy,
of hype, but they weren't pushed very well.
the other guy left the company. He's in New Japan now. Or at least he was.
So I know who Shane Thorne. I don't know who Brendan Vink is. He real or no? I was thinking of Tom Zenk. It's not related to Tom Zenk, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Paul on the chat asking a good question. Eminem is 47. Is he still allowed to rap? No. Have you heard Eminem rap recently? Hell no. Get him the hell out of there. And why is my brother's camera shaking like an earthquake? What's happening? Are you okay?
I'm controlling it with my mind.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Just practicing a little telekinesis.
Pretty impressive stuff, brother. And there's MVP. Again.
Got a Black Panther garb on.
Black Panther, the group,
The superhero
or the movie? Oh, okay.
The movie, not Huey Newton.
I would like a Black Panther, the group, get up. I think that would be far more interesting and political. I think it would take it to a place that the WWE Universe isn't ready for, but I am ready. And I think that R-Truth should do it. I mean, MVP should do it by any means necessary.
Sorry.
Farouk
Brother
style.
Malcolm.
We are the nation of domination.
We saw Bradshaw. We
Did you
didn't
guys
see
see,
Farouk.
Did you guys see this picture someone posted like on Reddit Squared Circle? It said, "Rest in peace, Little Richard," and it was a picture of Johnny B. Bad.
I saw someone posted like Little Richard holding the poster of Johnny B. Bad, and Mark
yeah.
Romero saying like, "That's an awesome photo."
That's
He
hilarious.
did look like him.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I
he
mean,
looked-
it's really based off him.
Yeah, his mannerisms.
Yeah, I'll show you. I think I could show you here. Oh, you see that?
Yeah.
There's Little Rich. Okay, Little Richard is on the right, and on the left is Mark Miro, a.k.a. Johnny B. Bad. That's Miro on the left, and that's Little Richard. Like, man. And you know what's weird? That's Miro today. How is that possible?
Looks pretty good.
He looks amazing. Like, considering this is him in, like, the early 90s, how is this him now? He looks fantastic. Simply marvelous.
That's right. Golden Gloves boxing champion.
Marvelous Mark Miro. Yo, what the hell's Bobby Lashley doing out here for? Uh-oh. You know, Bobby
He's like a
Lashley's...
substitute.
Oh, so I guess this won't be the oldest match in Money in the Bank history, although it's still pretty close because Truth is still 48, by the way, and Bobby Lashley is in his early 40s. Right?
Yeah.
My God, he looks
41.
43.
Wow.
Yeah, he's only 3 years younger than MVP. So this is still a pretty old match.
Respect.
Respect.
Got his headphones on.
I mean, Johnny, if you looked like Bobby Lashley at 43, man, you'd be pretty happy. I think if you look like Bobby Lashley at any age, you'd be pretty happy. Unless you're like a baby, then you'd be concerned.
Yeah, if your son starts looking like Bobby Lashley, you should be very concerned, actually.
Yeah, if you're like 4 years old and you start having traps like Bobby Lashley, there's something going on there. I don't know what's happening, but you may become like Braun Strowman when you're older. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Braun had traps like that at about 5.
I remember Bobby Lashley used to kind of look like a baby, like his face, like when he was younger. His face was kind of like rounder. We used to joke he looked like a baby.
He did used to have a baby face. When he first came to the WWE, he looked very young.
He was very much pudgier, yeah.
And he still does. Like, he doesn't look 43.
No,
Bobby Lashley,
still...
like, if you told me Bobby Lashley was 32, I'd be like, yeah, seems about right.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the only thing that would prevent me from believing you is that I know that Bobby Lashley can't be 32 because he's been wrestling for the past, 15, 16 years at least,
2005,
right?
I want to say he started.
2005, yeah. Damn, you're good.
6, yeah.
2005 is when he started appearing in dark matches for Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, I remember. Because 2006 was Mania 23, I think.
Bobby Lashley's been in the business for 15 years. Considering how hard he was pushed when he was first brought into the WWE, considering his amateur background as he just pins R-Truth in a pointless squash match, considering his look, his physique, how you don't really see guys like Bobby Lashley around. 15 years into his career, is he a disappointment?
I don't think so. I mean, he did do things like besides become like a huge WWE star, he also became a big star in Bellator. And like, if you think about it, he could challenge for the Bellator Heavyweight Championship tomorrow.
I don't know. He's never been a WWE champion. He was ECW World Champion. That's the highest Bobby Lashley has ever climbed in the WWE. He was a world champion in Impact, but, who cares?
Well, he did leave. I mean, he didn't leave like it was like a more of like a moral decision. His decision to leave when he first left.
Yeah, he left on bad terms. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard to call it disappointment. I mean,
I'd say he is. I'd say he is for sure because just considering like how hard he was pushed when he first came in, like they were pushing him as competition to John Cena, right?
Yeah,
like they were making
they had
Lashley
a big singles match,
huge. And when he left the company, it was like, damn, that guy just threw away a multi-million-dollar ticket because he felt mistreated by the WWE. He felt that there were some racial things that were going on that were inappropriate, and his wife was not treated very well. And did she quit or was she fired, Crystal?
I think she quit. And Bobby left with her.
Johnny?
That sounds about right, but you'd have to ask them to know the whole story behind that. But either way, there was...
But then Bobby left. And
Michael
get this.
Hayes? Wasn't it for Michael Hayes?
Yeah, something Michael Hayes had said. And Crystal left. Bobby left. Bobby decided to leave the company. And at the time, man, it was looking like he was going to be the next, Batista in the WWE. And if he would have stuck around, he would have been. And I just think considering what he looks like, how jacked he is, how hard he was pushed, knowing Vince McMahon's giant muscle fetish, I think that Bobby Lashley, at this point in his career, a mid-carder working R-Truth for no reason, embroiled in this stupid thing with Lana, I think he is a disappointment. I really do. I think that Bobby Lashley's wrestling career could have been far more than what it turned out to be. Not to say that he hasn't had a great career, and he'll probably go into the WWE Hall of Fame one day, but Bobby Lashley could have been a megastar of professional wrestling, and instead he's just, one of the stars. But I don't think people are going to be talking about Bobby Lashley in 20 or 30 years the way they talk about Ric Flair and Dusty Rhodes and Steve Austin and The Rock and Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and guys like that. But Bobby Lashley, I think, had the opportunity to be spoken about in the same breath. I think there was a time in 2007, 2008 when Bobby Lashley could have been one of the guys that people would talk about for years to come. But now, he might go into WWE Hall of Fame, but he'll be forgotten. He's not going to stand the test of time. And those are the facts. Bobby Lashley's 43 years old. He's too old for the WWE to give him any kind of push to put him at a main event level. I love Bobby Lashley. I think he's super talented. He's a badass. He's an MMA fighter. He's awesome. But as far as pro wrestling potential, he has not reached it.
He was always lacking in charisma, too. His promos were never strong. I remember one time, I think, like, back when he was being mega pushed, he said the phrase, "You'll see." And that became like a punchline for you and me long after Bobby Lashley left the company.
Yeah, it was so awkward.
See.
He said it to Booker T. I'll never forget it. He said it to Booker T. And he said something about, like, Booker had done something to him because Booker and Bobby were involved in this whole big feud on SmackDown at the time, right? And he was King Booker. And Bobby Lashley says, "I'll show you." And then there was a pause. It was an awkward pause. And then he went, "You'll see." And it was like,
it was like higher pitched voice.
And that was the end of his promo. That's how it ended. It was really bad. And yeah, Bobby Lashley wasn't really able to cut promos. I'll tell you, I liked his Impact Wrestling character. I thought that version of Bobby Lashley was the best version. And if we could have that full time, he would be the guy that we kind of expected him to be at one point, but it just never panned out. He did.
Well, really, WWE dropped the ball on him, though. WWE dropped the ball on him. When he came back, he beat Roman. It seemed like he was going to face Brock, and they didn't follow up on that. WWE dropped the ball. Like, Bobby has all the talent in the world, but if you don't have that push, you don't really go anywhere.
Well, there's only so far you expect the WWE to go with Bobby Lashley, considering when they brought him back after a long time away, his 30s were over. There's only so much you're going to do with a Bobby Lashley in his 40s. That's just the way the WWE works. They're not going to invest that much in you if they know that there's not that much time that they can use you for.
There was money in the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match, and they didn't follow up on that. And they that's on them.
They could have done that one match, but then that would have been it, and Bobby could not have won that match. They could not have invested that much in Bobby Lashley. Say what you want about Drew McIntyre, but I think that Drew McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania was a better move than had it been Bobby Lashley. I would have preferred Bobby Lashley as world champion right now. I would prefer the match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. All that is true, but at the same time, I get that Drew is in his mid-30s and you want to build him for the future. Bobby is in his, early to mid-40s, and, there's more matches behind him than in front of him. I get
the same thing with Chris Jericho, though. Chris Jericho, like, almost 50, and you're going to tell me that you're not going to put the title on Chris Jericho? Yet they did.
Yeah, well, call me when Bobby Lashley can cut a promo like Chris Jericho. Could you imagine Bobby Lashley on commentary for 4 straight episodes of Monday Night Raw? Jeez.
I wouldn't mind Bobby Lashley in the ring that much more often. Like, Bobby in the ring is gold, and they should have ran with that, and they did. That's on WWE. It's not Bobby's fault.
It wasn't his fault. Okay.
Snitsky.
Bayley and Tamina are in the ring. We have another match finally. I felt like we just got promo after promo there for a while. Doesn't it feel like a long time since we had our last match?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the last match was a squash match, so that's why there wasn't.
Yeah, you're right. I was about to say, hey, our last match was that Fatal 4-Way Tag, but no, it was Lashley and R-Truth. But, I mean, it lasted 1 minute and 40 seconds. Lashley squashed him. It wasn't a match. This is a match here. Bayley versus Tamina.
Is this Tamina's retirement match?
I don't think so.
To be fair, we're all here just to watch the ladder match. Who cares?
I don't know. I'm interested to see what Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt do. Like, I'm curious. I don't think it's going to be that good, but I'm curious.
I'm worried for this match as well.
John Perry on the chat making a good observation. He says Bobby Lashley did help Donald Trump, the President of the United States, help shave Vince McMahon's hair at WrestleMania. When you look back at Bobby Lashley's career, that's got to be his crowning achievement, right? He was in the ring with the President of the United States, and he got to shave the hair of Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. It's got to be the biggest.
Stone Cold was in the ring, too.
Stone Cold was there, too. And so was Umaga. Don't forget about Umaga. Or was Umaga still there? No, he must have been gone because he lost the match, right?
He rolled out of the ring.
Yeah, Umaga took a powder, brother. Rest in peace, Umaga. We miss you.
Eki.
Oh, there's Bayley and Tamina are working now. I like Tamina. I've always liked Tamina.
She was always there.
I don't even know why. She's just solid, you know? Like, she's not the greatest wrestler that they have, but she's bigger than most of them. She looks intimidating. She plays the role well. And she's been there forever. I respect her. I respect the hell out of Tamina. You know, I don't think that she's my favorite, women's wrestler of all time or whatever. I don't really think she's the best right now on SmackDown. But I appreciate that the WWE's giving her this shot, giving her this match with the champion on a pay-per-view. She deserves it.
I liked when she was AJ Lee's bodyguard. She's kind of like the Diesel to like AJ Shawn Michaels. They kind of played that up a bit. That was pretty good.
That was really good. Sasha Banks looks awesome in that red leather jumpsuit she's wearing. She looks like a goddamn superhero.
Something.
Sasha looks great.
It really pops with the blue hair.
Yeah. I wonder what that is. Like, does she buy that at a store? Does the WWE make that for her? It kind of looks like a wrestling costume, but it's not, right?
Her husband is like the main costume designer for the company, so I'm sure she gets nice designs.
Maybe he made that for her. It is a cool outfit. She's not wrestling in it. I don't think she could. I think she'd fall out of it, if you know what I mean. It's pretty low cut, brother. But it looks cool. Bayley smashing Tamina's leg into the ring post.
Bayley's got the old school Daniel Bryan colors on. Kind of maroon.
It's more of a purple, no?
Maybe.
You know, I said I was going to watch that Undertaker special after Money in the Bank. I lied. As the great Eddie Guerrero would say. I'm going to play Animal Crossing. I just got Animal Crossing today. That shit is addictive. I see why people like it, man. It's like really fun. I don't know why either. I'm just collecting things, and I'm trying to build this and do that. And I just started. Like, I just got it. I've been playing for like an hour before Money in the Bank, and it was really fun.
You go to Tom Nook's shop?
Not yet. Like, nothing's really open for me yet. I just started. But I've been seeing people online, like on Twitter and Instagram and stuff, talking about Animal Crossing like constantly, and it didn't really appeal to me. But then I was kind of looking into it a little bit more, and I know, and it's just so damn popular. And I have a Nintendo Switch, and I really like Nintendo games. And sometimes when Nintendo puts out a what do you call those games that they make it? You know, what do you say?
First
like
party?
Mario. What? First party? First party, yeah. First party Nintendo games. Like games that are made by Nintendo. You know, games that are made and developed by Nintendo. Like the Mario games or the Zelda games or, you know, Smash Brothers or whatever.
Splatoon.
Or Animal Crossing or Splatoon. Like usually those games, they deliver. You know, Nintendo knows how to craft a game and make it good. And I looked at this Animal Crossing thing, and I'm like, I don't get it. You just walk around collecting things. Like, there's nobody to beat. There's no levels. I don't understand what this game is. But then I kind of looked into it,
simulator.
And I was getting more and more tempted. And then people were telling me I should get it. So I got it, and now I get it, man. I totally get it. I'm down with it. It's cool. It's fun. And, you know,
it is fun.
I remember getting Splatoon, the first Splatoon when it came out for the Wii U. And people were like, yeah, this is going to be a really fun game. And it's like a shooter game. And I was like, I don't know about this. It's not really... I didn't think I'd like it. I wasn't really sure. But then I got it, and I loved it. You know? Like ARMS. ARMS was another game. It was a Nintendo game, kind of a fighting game. I was like, I don't know about this, but I'm just going to buy it because I trust in Nintendo. And they very, very rarely steer me wrong. On their first-person games, especially or what do you say again? First
party
games. Yeah, the first party games, like they're usually pretty good, especially if people are into them and they get good reviews out there. Like this Animal Crossing game got a really good review, so.
Yeah. The only one you never got into was Pokemon. It's
because it's like RPG style fighting, right? I don't like that stuff.
But like I don't like those either, but like Pokemon's like the most accessible, like it's not like too complicated or you don't just lose. You don't know why.
Yeah.
Like Final Fantasy, like shit like that, I can never get into that.
Johnny, you like Final Fantasy, right? You're into that stuff.
I'm more into like Legend of Zelda. Like Final Fantasy, it's a little bit too much into the RPG realm. Like Zelda, it's more like adventure RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your favorite game?
I would say so. I mean, Mario's also very solid as well, but I know you already have Mario, so.
Of course.
I just started a second playthrough of The Last of Us in anticipation for the sequel coming out next month. Highly anticipated PS4 franchise or PlayStation. You know
What's
about
that?
that one?
No.
Last of Us. It's like in this world where this like people turn to these like mushroom zombies, like
Ooh.
a spore that like infects people and turns them into like zombies. And so you're this guy, and you've got like accompany this girl who's like immune, like she has the virus but she doesn't turn to a zombie, and you have to find like a safe space. It's really good. It's like really brutal. You have to like conserve your ammo and like your supplies. It's like very limited. It's really good. And the sequel's coming out next month, and it's going to be very, very bloody.
Oh, man. Seems very adult. See, you're playing those kind of, like, scary, bloody games that are very real. Oh, Bayley just threw water in Tamina's face. My God, the disrespect of Bayley. But I got to play games. I got to play games that are kid-friendly, you know, because I got a kid running around my house. And
it would be too much for Zeb.
Yeah, we were playing Animal Crossing. He was, you know, playing Animal Crossing with me. My character actually is based off him. He looks just like him.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's pretty cute.
Oh. It was like one of his shirts or something, like a stripy shirt or something?
He does have a stripy shirt on, but that's just the kind of basic shirt they have right away. I think you can design your own shirts. I'm going to try to make him an Austin 316 shirt.
Too.
Oh, yeah?
There's a lot of like, community creations and stuff.
Oh, are there any wrestling shirts out there I can download? Let me know. Hit me up.
I am sure there are.
Brother.
There's all sorts of stuff. Like people make like Disney shirts and baseball. But I get Yankee stuff too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, like I said, I just kind of started on the Animal Crossing thing. I just got it. It just seems so... I don't know, everybody seemed to like it, and then I started watching videos about it, and I was like, oh, well, I think I want it, so I got it. And, yeah, now I'm going to get, like, fully into it. Just started.
Well, I was going to Resident Evil, yeah, maybe not so much if The Last of Us is enough to your liking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't need these violent video games.
Too much.
I don't need anything.
Scared to play the new Resident Evil.
Yeah, I don't need that. I'm not into that kind of stuff. The only violent video games I really like playing are the Rockstar ones, like GTA or that Red Dead Redemption 2 is really fun. I like that.
Yeah, it's all right, boy.
That was a nice bump that Bayley took. Tamina tossed her over the table. Bayley landed on the chairs there, on the chairs at the announce table. Tamina, went for a splash, and that was a weird miss. Do you see that? That was bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
Samoan drop. Sasha's getting into the ring to try and stop Tamina. She distracts Tamina. Tamina hit her finish, the Samoan drop. All she had to do was pin Bayley, but Sasha kind of jumped in the ring, and now Tamina is chasing Sasha around the ring.
Oh, that's not good. Ooh. Yeesh.
Whoa, 1, 2, 3. Bayley with a crucifix of Tamina, crucifix pin, gets the 1, 2, 3, but Tamina picks her up. She's going to hit her with Samoan drop. Oh, no, but Sasha with a chop block on Tamina. Sasha knees down Tamina. Oh. Sasha saves Bayley. Bayley wins. Bayley is still the SmackDown Women's Champion. She retains with a crucifix pin. That was,
It was a sloppy finish.
Not great. Nothing special.
Sloppy match, actually, from start to finish, for the most part.
Well, like I said, really, Tamina is not the crispest wrestler. She's not smooth or perfect, but I like her. I respect her nonetheless. Sasha is really falling out of that outfit, by God.
Whatever happened to Ember Moon? I liked Ember Moon.
Yeah, whatever happened to Ember Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What did happen to Ember Moon?
Her too.
Huh?
She's hurt too as well. She's out for 6-9 months as well, I think.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, for real? I haven't seen her in 6 to 9 months, so it's going to be another 6 months.
Oh, yeah. She had like an injury there. When was that? November.
A while back.
Indefinite amount of time due to an injury. Let's see. Ember Moon injury update. Let's see. Ember Moon injury update. No, that's it. Nothing. She's injured for an indefinite amount of time. She ruptured her Achilles and tore it in half. Oh, that could be a long time then. Yeah, that was in November, so don't expect to see her until at least this November, if not longer. Like, that could be a year. When Edge tore his Achilles, he was out for like a year, right?
At least, I think.
Yeah, a little more than that, I think. So, that's a rough injury.
Yeah, I can't even imagine it.
It's weird, too, because my Achilles lock is my favorite move in jiu-jitsu. Hey, brother? Hey, you know about that, eh? You know about my Achilles lock?
I prefer it to your heel hook.
You prefer the Achilles to the heel hook? Why? Is the heel hook scarier to take? Is it more painful?
It's a lot more painful. More painful.
Yeah, Achilles lock is just like, and then you tap real quick. The heel hook is like, you tap when you feel... Fall off. Yeah, you feel like your foot's going to fall off in a heel hook.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
AJ is on the chat. He wants to know, where the heck were you yesterday, Johnny North?
Show's too long. That's the problem. 5 hours. Too long. But again, congratulations to AJ for his big victory last night. I know he's can't wait for those bagels.
Well, you got to rub it in, Johnny North.
Well, he didn't rub it in yet, so I had to help him for it.
Yeah. So, AJ and I and Freddie did the longest watch-along in the history of the Ringside Report Network last night. Just over 5 hours. Unbelievable. Over 5 hours. It was a long time, guys.
It was a long time.
It was fun, though. We had fun last night. We watched the UFC pay-per-view. We had a good time. If you want, you could watch that on the channel. Let's see here. Can I get you to like the channel? Like the channel. Yeah, like the channel. Subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already to the YouTube channel, please do, man. What are we waiting for here? Why are we messing around? Why are we playing around like we're not friends already? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's the right thing to do. If you're watching us right now and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I just want you to know that I am sincerely disappointed in you for not subscribing already. Please subscribe. Like this video as well. If you haven't liked the video, I mean, also a little disappointed that you haven't liked the video. I see people have liked the video already. I appreciate everybody for liking. Those of you who have not liked the video, how come you don't like the video? I guess you could put a thumbs down on the video. I don't know why you do that. It's It's pretty mean. You hurt my feelings.
Unless you're Batista.
Yeah,
Batista's all
Batista, I
about
guess you could
down.
do a thumbs down. That's fine. Uh-oh, first invasion of the night. It happens. Invasion! Oh, there's the mystery arm pulling him away. Invasion! What, John?
I said I could hear noises in the background. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's up and about. He's causing trouble. He's gonna invade. You know what he does. You know how he is.
What did you think about how Greg Hargity won his fight? He said he got tips from DC on his commentary because it's so quiet he can hear the commentary.
Yeah, that's
hilarious.
really cool. That's really cool. Carla Esparza said the same thing. She said she could hear Daniel Cormier saying some things, and she was taking tips, like coaching, from the commentary. It's, hey, man, what are you going to do? They're right there. There's talk that the UFC might move them further back so that the fighters can't hear them, move them in a different area. I don't know. I thought that was funny. It happens, man. I knew it was going to happen. But, even when the fans are there, sometimes that happens. Like if you're right next to the commentary team and they're saying what you should do, and then you do it, it happens, right?
Well, it's going to be tough. I don't know what they're going to do. Put them like in a separate booth, like so far away, or it's just like they type in the commentary so you hear it on the video. Like it's going to be weird.
Yeah, with no audience, you can hear the commentary.
Yeah. Well, it must be weird to fight and then hear people do commentary of your fight while you're fighting. Right? Like that's got to be strange. Like could you imagine like rolling in jiu-jitsu and then hearing people do play-by-play of your jiu-jitsu?
It could be exciting, like if you landed a big shot and you hear Joe Rogan go like, "Oh, he got him!"
Yeah. It might
hear
add
get
to it.
hyped up some more. Yeah.
It'd be weird though. I think it'd be weird.
Well, it happened on SmackDown last week, though. Bayley was like commentating off Michael Cole's commentary.
Oh, yeah, it did happen. Yeah. She's like, yeah, say that, Michael Cole. Yeah, that was good. And, like, that should happen more often because very often when you're watching SmackDown, like, when they do the shot, like, when they're in the ring, not only do you hear Michael Cole, like, on the mic that he's on, but you also hear the echo version of Michael Cole in the building when he starts talking louder, right? Like, the sound isn't great in that. The acoustics aren't great because sometimes you hear Michael Cole on his mic and then also you hear him in the room. Like, you could tell that the whole building is hearing him, Like, the wrestlers in the ring, they're hearing every word he's saying while he's doing commentary. He's right there, and he's not whispering. It's weird. It's definitely
and you
weird.
hear it on the replay. On the replay, you hear his commentary as well. It's so loud.
Yes. You hear his voice in the background when they just show the video replays. But I don't think it's as distracting in pro wrestling as it is in MMA. Although, I don't know. I don't think it's... What do you think, John? This has probably happened to you before, no? Like, have you ever done a match... Like, you've worked some small crowds, right? Like, have you ever done a match that was being filmed and there was, like, live commentary happening, but the crowd was so small that you could hear the commentary? Because I've definitely been to shows where, like, guys have been doing live commentary. Come on now. Wasn't there a show at the Torture Chamber? Like, it wasn't a tiny crowd, but it wasn't a huge crowd, and there was a guy doing live commentary. There were for sure moments where you could hear him, but maybe not the whole time, right? What do you think? Has that ever happened to you?
Well, I was just going to say Torture Chamber. Maybe not when there's over like 100 people, but when there's like a shorter amount of crowd in the attendance, like, yeah, then you can kind of hear a bit more, like especially when it gets louder in certain moments. So yeah, you hear it sometimes. But it's still too far away though, because the commentary right there is pretty much right next to the ring, where the commentary there was like on the other side of the building, right? So you could hear it faintly. It's not as bad, but even still, like, you're kind of really focused for the most part. So the fact that someone's saying something, you're not really paying attention to that. But it must be different, though, for WWE because it's right in your face. So it's hard not to acknowledge it.
Yeah, it's weird, but acknowledging it, I think, is the right thing to do. Acknowledging the weirdness and playing with it, I think, is the way to play this thing. You know, like I think, you know, you got to acknowledge the strange bits. You got to acknowledge that there's no crowd, but use it. You know, you gotta keep it as real as possible. I think when you're dealing with this stuff, don't pretend like you don't hear Michael Cole. Don't pretend like there is a crowd. You know, the worst thing you could do is play to the crowd and be like, "Hey, you hear Bruce Buffer last night? He was like, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world." It's like, what? He said something about for the people in attendance. I was like, dude, it's just UFC people in attendance.
They count too.
Well, are the people like fist pumping like the fighters before they come out? Like, I'm guessing that's just like staff members, but they still had somewhat of a crowd there, it seemed.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of media and UFC staff and stuff like that. It was weird seeing all the people with masks, but then like Dana White for some reason wasn't wearing a mask. Like, why not, man? Why not?
Did you hear what Joe Rogan said? Joe Rogan said, like, I don't care. Like, he shook one of the guy's hand. Like, it didn't matter to him.
Well, apparently Joe Rogan was told to do the interviews like from a distance. Like, not even in the cage. He was supposed to interview the fighters from like 10 feet outside the cage, but he said no, it's ridiculous. He's going to do it inside the cage because everybody got tested. So he's like, look, everybody got tested. Why would I not go right next to everybody? There's nothing to be scared of. Everybody should be clean for coronavirus, right? So that was Joe's rationale. I don't really know. I would be worried considering Jacare tested positive on Friday. Who knows by Saturday or Sunday if anybody else was infected.
Well, man, respect for him. I mean, he's shaking guys despite COVID, despite like bloodied hands. Like he doesn't matter. He just does it anyway. So that's probably cool that Joe Rogan just doesn't care about anything.
Is that cool, John? Is that something that you should be promoting? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily cool. Respect, good for him. Like, okay, Joe Rogan obviously is willing to live life on the edge, but I was watching that show and cringing, thinking, oh my God, Joe Rogan is coming so close to so many different bloody, sweaty people, the bodily fluids and everything going on, and Joe Rogan's proximity to all these people was making me nervous.
Also, just because they got tested doesn't mean they were negative.
Correct.
So
well,
they probably didn't
they
get
got the results. They got the results.
Oh, they did?
So pretty much everybody was negative except for Jacare. But that was on Friday, so I wonder what the tests were, you know. I don't know. It's a highly contagious thing. So here we go. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman are in the ring. They have locked up. Braun pushing him into the corner. There's a punch. This is the Mr. Rogers version of Bray Wyatt. This is not the Fiend. This is the weak version of Bray. This is not the super strong Fiend. Although, is he even super strong anymore? I mean, we've seen... I mean, is he super strong? Like the Fiend got beat by Goldberg. He did beat John Cena at the Firefly Funhouse, so I guess that's one thing. Or is that Bray Wyatt?
No, that was the Fiend, pretty much. Fiend at the end.
Fiend at the end, but there was a lot of Bray Wyatt there. I don't know. That was a mix. So here's Mr. Yowie Wowie. I don't think Bray Wyatt wins this match. I think the Fiend is the one that has the best chance of beating Braun Strowman. Like if Bray was if Bray was the Fiend here, I'd believe in him winning. But he's not.
What this is like?
He's not the Fiend, so I don't think he's going to win. But as we talked about on the preview, Johnny North, for this show, we think that this will probably go 2 or 3 pay-per-views. This is not going to be the end. What's up, bro? What is this like?
Remember when like Abyss had like a alter ego who was like super weak?
Joseph
What
Park.
was his name? Joseph Park. Yeah, this is basically like Bray Wyatt, Joseph Park. Like he's weak, but then when he puts a mask on, he becomes super strong and scary. Isn't Abyss an agent now for WWE? He probably is the creative force behind the feed. He's just doing what he used to do.
Yeah.
I think Abyss is an agent.
I find Bray Wyatt looks a lot like Dr. Robotnik in the full kind of outfit he has right now. But
Oh, the red shirt, yeah.
Yeah, did you see that, guys? We just got a new graphic put on the show during the show. Do you see all that going on? That was pretty cool.
On our faces, yeah, at first, yeah. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it was like on our face. That all happened live. Ooh, Braun just did a bump into the announce table. Is that what we're doing tonight? Announce table bumps? Hey, why do they have ladders all around the ring if the ladder matches are happening in Connecticut?
Don't know.
The theme of the show.
Sense? Yeah, I know. I guess it's part of the set, but like, hey. And why is Bray Wyatt doing the tranquilo pose? Well, you see that? He was kind of doing the tranquilo. Speaking of tranquilo.
Oh, Jesus.
Naito and, oh my God, no. Oh, it's Huskus the pig. The puppet is here. We knew there'd be puppets, John. We knew there would be puppets. Oh, DDT from Bray Wyatt. Yeah.
Such a cheap-looking puppet.
I was just going to say about Naito, there's a movie on New Japan World. New Japan is trying to put on stuff on their streaming service because they haven't had actual wrestling in months. And there's a movie called My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. It stars Hiroshi Tanahashi as a heel wrestler whose son has to come to grips that his father is a bad guy wrestler. It is in Japanese, obviously, subtitled. Many New Japan stars are in it, including Kazuchika Okada, Ryusuke Taguchi. Tetsuya Naito has a brief cameo that is fantastic. I highly recommend the movie if you have New Japan World, or if you have another way to watch this movie. My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. If you're a Tanahashi fan, and let's be honest, why wouldn't you be a Tanahashi fan? The man is the best. He is a once-in-a-generation talent, and he's super handsome. Everybody loves Hiroshi Tanahashi. I highly recommend you watch this movie. My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. I really liked it. It's one of those movies where you're like, really? This is a movie? But it's actually pretty good. I'm telling you. You're laughing at this, Unky B, but I'm telling you, it's good. It's good. It's not like a terrible movie.
Is it subtitled?
Of course.
Okay. So it's like their version of like The Chaperone, but it's like way better than The Chaperone.
Yes. It's like a WWE. I don't think it's a New Japan World. Like, they don't make their own movies. This is just a movie that Tanahashi made in Japan for some Japanese movie production company, and New Japan World just got the rights to stream it on their service.
Okay, so it's like the Japanese Ready to Rumble then, in that respect.
Yes, except it's much better. I would say it's much better than Ready to Rumble, but it is kind of like the Japanese. It is kind of like a Japanese version of Ready to Rumble, but way better, way better.
Or Fighting with My Family.
Yeah, the kid that plays Tanahashi's son in the movie, really good. Like, he's really good in the movie. I liked it. I'm telling you, I liked it. I didn't think I would like it. I thought I would start watching it and be like, all right, 20 minutes into this, I'm done. But no, I watched the whole thing.
I tried watching
better than
an old Stone Cold movie.
What, John, you can't believe it's better than Ready to Rumble?
That's high standards. It's better than Ready to Rumble, because for a while, that was one of the best wrestling movies out.
Well, you should watch My Dad is a Heel Wrestler. I'm telling you, it's better. Bray Wyatt's getting a lot of offense here on Braun Strowman, setting him up for the sister Abigail. God damn, man. Man, Bray is really... Oh, Goozle. Choke slam.
This match is actually lasting longer than I expected. I thought it wouldn't be this long.
Well, John, it's currently 8:09 Eastern Time, and we're mostly through this pay-per-view, so...
Thank God.
Yeah, but we got to get some of these matches in at some point, right? After this match, we have Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins, and then the Money in the Bank ladder matches, which are supposed to happen simultaneously. I guess they'll be long, right? That'll be like an hour.
I was always a fan of 3-hour pay-per-views. There's nothing wrong with 3-hour pay-per-views. We don't need these 4-hour marathons all the time.
Yeah, I guess there is a chance we're done at 10 p.m. here. I think there's a chance we're done at 9:30. It's 8:10, and there's one match to go before the main event. After this, there's one more match before the briefcase matches. That's kind of nuts.
It's fantastic. I'm loving this. Let's have shorter pay-per-views.
Yeah. Hey, we'll do a watch-along for the entire pay-per-view if they're like this, right? We used to come on for WWE pay-per-views like an hour in, right? Because they're so long. We didn't want to do marathon watch-alongs here forever, but if we can be in and out in 3 hours, no problem. We'll be on for the whole pay-per-view. If we're in and out in like 4 or 5 or 6 hours, well, then we have to talk. Oh, no. Braun Strowman put the black sheep mask on. Why? What? I don't get it. Bray Wyatt's laughing. He thinks it's really funny. Oh, now he's crying. He's loving it. He just wants Braun Strowman to be part of his Wyatt family again. Ray Cruz wants to know how long the movie is. The movie's like a solid hour 40. It's not a short movie.
Wow. That's decent. Wow.
Yeah. Might be more than that. It might be a couple hours long. I could actually... it wasn't a short movie. So Bray Wyatt now is saying everything could be different now. Rejoin my Wyatt family. Braun Strowman is pretending like he's the Braun Strowman that was in the Wyatt family. Bray's on his knees. Braun drops to his knees and goes to hug Bray Wyatt. Are they going to hug? Like, this has ceased to be a wrestling match at this point. This is a lot of weak high school theater. I mean, come on. My dad is a heel wrestler. An hour and 50 minutes. You know who's a better actor than Bray Wyatt? Hiroshi Tanahashi. Oh, they're hugging. They're actually hugging.
For now.
And now the dinosaur puppet likes it. The Sister Abigail. All the puppets are there and they love it. They are hugging. What the shit is this? Ramblin' Rabbit loves it. This is... What? Like... Oh, now he's going to turn on and be like, no, I'm not this guy anymore. I'm Braun Strowman. I get these hands. Country strong. Ba-ba-ba. Okay, now he's taking the mask off. Bray's like, what are you doing? I thought we had a deal. Braun's like, bruh, thumbs down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Batista.
Oh, now he stomped on the mask, of course. There's a turn.
It's because they didn't get to do this when Bray had the Wyatt family, so they're just doing it now.
And now he picks him up. Power slam. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, that was stupid.
And long.
Fuck. That was bad. That was pretty damn bad. Like, I was hoping for a little bit more than that. Wow.
That's exactly what I expected, to be honest.
I thought they were going to do a little bit more. That was terrible, man. Jeez. That finish was really bad. Whew.
And they'll do it again next month.
Of course they will, but this time it'll be The Fiend. Because Bray, you see, Bray tried to be nice. He tried to bring Braun in and rejoin the family, but, now The Fiend, he's going to come after him because he's upset. Now Bray's mad, so The Fiend shows up to do the mean things. Ooh. Mm-hmm. And we'll see it all again at SummerSlam. Oh, no,
That's
wait.
right, pal.
Is it SummerSlam?
They'll probably go.
I think it's SummerSlam. I want to say it's Extreme Rules next.
Oh, yeah, it is Extreme Rules next. Extreme Rules. Battleground.
Weren't they bringing back Great American Bash? They brought back some pay-per-view for June. Or Great Balls of Fire, pal. What about Great Balls?
Unforgiven.
Backlash. They're bringing back Backlash?
But it's not after Mania.
Backlash?
Backlash from what?
Oh, it's a hacker.
Backlash from what?
Backlash is the next show, June 14th at the Performance Center.
Got a lot of history, that show.
Hacker gimmick. Yeah, I like Backlash. But when's the last time we had Backlash?
2018.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, Daniel Bryan, watch along. What if this was Jericho? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be the swerve of all swerves. Okay, so the hacker, he's got a bunch of video screens. He's got so many superstars. And, of course, they're all SmackDown superstars. This is a SmackDown gimmick. This hacker really doesn't care about anybody on Raw. He's fully focused on hacking people on SmackDown for some reason.
What is this?
No, it's a commercial for some show there on FS1 that's probably already aired on the network a million times.
This was part of the hacker thing.
No.
Part of the hacker thing. Okay,
Yeah.
the hacker's like,
This guy's gonna
expose this all.
This guy's gonna hack. He's gonna hack Hulk Hogan. Unfortunately for him, he's gonna have to pay Hulk Hogan $200 million after hacking him. And everybody's already seen Hulk Hogan's bare ass. Nobody needs to see that again. It's already been done. Hogan's been, yeah. Hey, brother. I'm a hacker now, brother. I'm doing it for the boys. I'm trying to get them all rich.
That's what I was always trying to do, brother.
Yeah, I was just trying to do it for the boys. Tom Phillips. Why does Tom Phillips get to do commentary? What's the deal there? Seth Rollins with his single black glove. Why does he have the stupid black glove?
Probably Michael Jackson.
Because the risk is worth the reward, remember?
Is it, though?
Yeah, the risk is worth the reward.
Yeah, you said that to a really inappropriate thing on Twitter, John, that I'm not even going to bring up because it was super inappropriate. And I was like, what do you mean? I think you were trying to make a joke about Money in the Bank, but by God, it just sounded horrible. It just seemed like you were... No, you don't want to know. Johnny said a horrible thing on Twitter. Again.
Yeah, you can take it that way if you want, sure. But, man, the risk is worth the reward. Always think about that.
It depends on the situation. So Backlash is going to be the next one.
Life for some chocolate.
Yeah, exactly. The risk is not always worth the reward. It depends what the reward is. You know, if the reward is like $5, but the risk is death, it's not worth it. If the reward is like $5 million and the risk is, you know, some slight discomfort, yeah, probably. That's worth the reward. Right?
Well, everyone keeps saying it, so it must be worth it, no?
No.
Fuck off, John. What the hell are you talking about? That's just a catchphrase. It's a WWE catchphrase. What the fuck? Yo, so Extreme Rules. So Backlash is the next pay-per-view, June 14th for WWE. And it's going to be at the Performance Center. Extreme Rules 2020. It's still supposed to be in San Jose, California? That can't be right.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
The Shark Tank.
There's no way. I mean, tickets are going to go on sale May 29th. What?
Well, good luck with that.
What? So,
Can't be happening.
No, May 26th. I'm looking at the ticket. Look, I will show you this right now. Look at that. You see that? Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
Look at the location. You see that? See the location?
Yeah.
San Jose, California. Do you see that? Next sale will begin in 15 days. They're selling tickets for this thing. In 15 days, they're supposed to start selling tickets for Extreme Rules July 19th in San Jose, California.
Who would buy? Who would risk it?
I don't know.
Is it worth the reward?
Yeah. Hey, John, is the risk worth the reward?
Well, this is Vince not selling the COVID virus. That's it.
Not selling it.
I'm surprised San Jose doesn't say, "Hey guys, no."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like the state of California is not having any kind of big gatherings or events and shit.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Ticketmaster is advertising a sale. I mean, albeit in 15 days, a lot could change from here to then, but I'm a little surprised that they're advertising tickets on sale for a potential WWE show July 19th in San Jose, California.
There might be something to the fact that they have to get shut down by the government. That if they cancel their own show, that they have to still pay for the venue.
So they have the venue reserved, so they would have to pay for it if they canceled themselves. But you're saying if the city of San Jose or whatever cancels it, then it wouldn't be the WWE's fault? They wouldn't have to pay the whatever deposit on the building?
Well, whatever the rent is for the day, yeah.
It's not a bad theory. But I would bet that July 19th, the Extreme Rules show, will not take place in San Jose. It will be at the WWE Performance Center. Does anybody think that the WWE is going to be operating outside of the Performance Center in arenas in July? I don't think that they're going to be
California.
I don't think that they're going to be in arenas until at least August, but I'd say probably September at the very earliest.
Well, you still get tickets for Boston, right, for SummerSlam?
That's not happening, dude. We all know that, right?
I don't know if
you said you were going to Boston
this year.
I'm not going to Boston. Get out of here. I was thinking about it before coronavirus swept the world, but now I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying at home.
Because apparently Live Nation isn't planning on promoting any shows until 2021.
Wow.
So I don't know what Ticketmaster's up to.
I don't know what's more shocking, the fact that they're not promoting anything till 2021, or the fact that it's 8/21 and Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins are in the ring already in the co-main event of this pay-per-view.
I'm pretty happy about this. If this show ends, the quicker the better. This is the way WWE should be going forward.
I mean, this could be one of the shortest pay-per-views they've done ever. Right?
No. In Your House used to be 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm talking about in the modern era of WWE, like post In Your House. Like, this probably is going to be the shortest Money in the Bank pay-per-view of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Well, let's hope so. Let's remember Randy Orton versus Edge was like 40 minutes. Who knows how long that ladder match is?
That's true. It could last 2 hours, but I doubt it. Ooh, Darby Allin's going to be in the Double or Nothing Casino ladder match? You see
That's
that?
nice, but he's only the first entrant, though.
Yeah. I don't know how many people are going to be in it.
Are they doing that Lucky Battle Royal concept again?
No, they're doing a ladder match instead, and the winner gets a title shot.
Better have Billy Gunn in it.
AEW Double or Nothing, May 23rd. We'll be back here for another Pro Wrestling Watch-Along. Get ready for that. That's the next one on the calendar. Next big pro wrestling show we're going to cover, right?
Well, that'll be a lot more fun because they actually have a crowd for that stuff.
Do they have a crowd? Well, the wrestlers.
Well, they have the
right?
wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's still better than this.
Yeah, this is pretty dead for a WWE title match. Not a lot of energy here. I don't really feel anything for this match. Do you want to talk about the Del Rio thing?
Oh, what Del Rio do?
Oh, shit.
Oh, bad.
Real bad.
Oh, I love Del Rio heat. By the way, is this like really greasy?
Oh, no, this is really bad. You're not going to like this. This is awful. So,
Okay.
Demons.
Yeah, Demons. Okay, this is a report out of Fox San Antonio. as Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre lock up for their WWE title match here. Drew defending. So here's a picture which you're gonna like right off the bat.
Oh jeez. Oh Jesus.
So the headline is former WWE champ Alberto Del Rio accused of sexually assaulting beating woman for hours. Not good. It's no bueno.
That's bad.
This is a report out of Fox San Antonio. What, Johnny?
Didn't he like throw a kid out of a car? Threaten to throw a kid out of a car or something? Like in the middle of the street?
What?
No. He threatened to do that. So
right.
Del Rio did professional. This is allegedly. Here's a story from Fox San Antonio. Professional Mexican-American wrestler Alberto Del Rio behind bars after a woman came forward with photographs alleging he brutally beat and sexually assaulted her. The woman told investigators that he assaulted her on more than one occasion. The most recent incident taking place on May 3rd when she accused the when Del Rio, real name Jose Rodriguez Chucuan, when we're going to call him Del Rio for our purposes, when Del Rio accused the victim of being unfaithful. She claimed he became angry when she wouldn't admit to the infidelity, so he slapped her across the head, slapped her again, then took her to his downstairs bedroom and slapped her 8 more times, according to the arrest paperwork. The victim alleged he then made her put on a dress and dance for him, but she refused, prompting him to warn her not to cry or he'd take her son and drop him off in the middle of the road somewhere.
Fuck.
Police said he tied the woman's hands with boxing straps, put a sock in her mouth, and sexually assaulted her for several hours using various objects. According to investigators, he also punched her in the back during the assault, causing visible injuries. The victim told detectives she does not remember much after he placed his hand around her throat. Jesus
Christ.
Here's the Dark Side of the Ring coming up next season, right?
Yeah.
San Antonio resident Del Rio charged with sexual assault, a second-degree felony. His bond set at $50,000. Yeah.
You're talking about most disappointing careers. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Seems like a pretty terrible guy.
Actually, though. Wrestling career was pretty good. It's just the after wrestling was not so good.
Yeah, it's a pretty shitty story. So that's what Del Rio did, or allegedly did anyways. But that made news earlier today. Just following a history of Del Rio and incidents with the law and, problems with girlfriends or whatever, females, whatever's going on there in Del Rio's life. It's not necessarily the first time that we've heard about this style incident from Del Rio, but this one is definitely the most shocking, and if it is true, it's definitely damning for Del Rio. It'll put an end to any thought about booking him in any kind of real wrestling promotion at this point. I mean, I think most wrestling promotions staying away from that guy, but after this story, it's he's done. He's blackballed from any real wrestling promotion. If you're a wrestling promotion that'll book this guy at any point, if he does get charged with this stuff. Well, he was charged, but if he does, wind up being guilty for these crimes that he's accused of, it'd be really hard for any wrestling company to book him in any kind of good conscience, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty awful.
Oh, he owns his own.
Remember they used to use... his family owns an organization in Mexico?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I thought he was like part owner with Tito, wasn't he, for the MMA organization?
No. He was like involved, but I don't think he's a part owner. I think they got rid of him because he was a mess. The guy is. Come on, he's got demons.
They used to use him in those like fatherhood promos, though. You remember that? It was like him and with Titus.
Yeah.
It was like, be a good dad, with WWE today. And Del Rio was like one of those ones.
Yeah. They tried to promote him as a good guy dad.
Yeah. And then I think the Page stuff came in.
Yeah. That was before the alleged threats of him putting a kid in the road. That's good.
Yeah.
It's always good. Not to say he
That's a
did
real
that
shame.
stuff. Who knows what the woman is saying? I mean, I'm not going to, say that Del Rio's necessarily guilty, but by God, that doesn't look good.
It fits his MO.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. It does kind of fit with things that we've heard about Del Rio. Not to say that we've heard that he's been abusive, but that he's definitely he's a wild card. He's a loose cannon, to say the least, right? I think in wrestling we call them loose cannons.
Full of demons.
That's right, full of the demons. In wrestling, if you have a drug or alcohol problem in pro wrestling, it's called demons, right?
Yeah, not loose cannon, though, because that's Brian Pillman, remember?
Yeah, but loose cannon is a term that you hear thrown about in wrestling a lot. Seth Rollins has Drew McIntyre in an STF. Not a move you see very often from Seth. I guess that Cena's gone now. He can use it. Oh, and now switching into a crossface. A crippler crossface. Not quite the yes lock, because he doesn't have the omoplata locked in. That's more of a crippler crossface there from Seth. That's not stuff you see Seth do very often. STF or the crossface.
Remember when Triple H and Shawn Michaels would do the crossface in all of their big matches? Were they trying to say hey, we can do it? Nobody else can do it, but we can. Remember that? Triple H in all of his big matches, when he would want to put on a submission move, he'd put the guy in a crippler crossface. I always thought that was weird. Shawn Michaels too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure why they did it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was
their influence.
I think it was just a good move that wasn't being used, so why not?
Yeah, but
I think it was
nobody was allowed to use that move, I think.
I think it was more done to respect the wrestling ability of Benoit. I mean, a lot of people don't respect him as a person, and that's understandable, but his wrestling ability was phenomenal, and that should always be remembered.
I always took it as Triple H going, "Look what I can do, no heat for me."
Yeah, Triple H and Shawn could get away with it, but nobody else could.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for watching along with us. I want to give a shout out to some of the people on the chat. I see Bob Cote. I see Antoinette, TK, Sasha Lagarde, Alex Taris, Ray Cruz, Najuv Collision, Andy Burrows, my man out in England, is watching. Derek John, Brian Firth. What's up, everybody? Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you watching along with us. Don't forget to hit up that super chat. Support the channel. Hit us up on the super chat if you have any kind of questions for us. If you have any comments, anything you want us to talk about, anything in pro wrestling, really. Any kind of questions you have, hit us up on the super chat. We'll be happy to answer all of your questions here on the show tonight. We're with you till the end of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre are in the ring. Seth posing at the top of the announce table, hitting Drew with a knee to the face.
Well, this match hasn't been anything that be.
No, it's been pretty lousy. You know how Seth Rollins has always been kind of compared as a second-rate CM Punk? Since he was in NXT, he always kind of had a CM Punk kind of vibe and character. This is kind of his kind of second-rate, straight edge society phase. Seth Rollins right now, he's trying to do the straight edge society thing with none of the promos or any of the character work or anything. Just still following CM Punk's coattails.
He lost the group.
Yeah, we lost Leah. Could have had Luke Gallows.
Well, I think Gallows would be better off AEW.
Seth is nowhere near CM Punk.
But that's what I'm saying. The whole time he's always been several steps behind. So now he's trying to do a straight edge society thing, but just none of the interest.
Yeah, I don't.
We said the fact when we compared though, we said he's more athletic than Punk. He's just not as good on the mic, and he doesn't have that natural charisma.
Yeah, I don't think his matches are as interesting either. I like the stories that Punk told. I thought his matches were better than Seth's. Seth is a better athlete. He can do moves that Punk could never do, but, you know, I don't think it's fair to compare them, man.
Psychology or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot missing there from Seth that Punk has. I'm not a huge Seth fan. Never have been. I don't see much there. Like, he's a solid athlete and a solid wrestler, but that's about it. I don't see him as a top guy, as a big superstar. And I think I'm right about that, because they've tried to make him a top superstar for a long time, and it's never really worked. And you could say, oh, well, he's been champion and he's been on top, and what do you mean it hasn't worked? Well, did he bring good business to the WWE? Did he improve the product? Did he bring ratings? Did he bring more asses in the seats? Did he do anything for the business? No.
No.
The WWE hasn't been able to produce anybody that's lit the wrestling world on fire. Nobody. Not in the past, I don't know. They haven't made a real star since John Cena. That's a problem.
Yeah, they're going to force Seth Rollins. They've forced him for years. I mean, regardless if you don't think he's the main star, he is one of the main stars. He's been in several WrestleMania main events. So whether you like him or not, he's one of those top guys.
Johnny North, I'm not a professional wrestler, but if the WWE made me the WWE champion and put me on WrestleMania, even if I had terrible matches, I'd still be one of their top stars. I would suck, but I'd be one of their top stars, right?
Well, The Miz was in that position for a little bit, right?
Exactly.
But thankfully,
that's what I'm saying.
Faltered only for 1 year. It was only 1 year, though.
I'm not telling you that Seth isn't booked strong. Seth is obviously booked strong. I'm telling you that Seth being booked strong has not translated into big dollars for the WWE. He has not had a Hogan or Austin-like impact on the wrestling business. And that's what I'm judging by. I'm judging by having a major impact on pro wrestling where you become the focal point of the entire wrestling business. Everybody pays attention to you, and you're the hottest thing going. CM Punk had that for a moment. You know? Seth Rollins has never been the hottest act in the business with everybody paying attention to him. Never in his wrestling career. Not once ever.
I really thought last year he had the best match, though, with Brock Lesnar. It was definitely the best WWE match we saw last year at SummerSlam.
It didn't light the business on fire. Seth was not the top star in all of professional wrestling, even when he had a very good match with Brock Lesnar. Even when they tried to do everything with Seth, it still didn't have the effect of, well, Seth is this guy who everybody's talking about, right? It's never happened.
You never tune into Raw to say, what's Seth going to do today? You never tune into Raw thinking what's going to happen with Seth Rollins.
Exactly. I remember tuning into Raw every week thinking, what is Steve Austin going to do tonight? What is The Rock going to do? What is DX going to do? What's going to happen next?
The last time that happened on Raw, it was, for me, it was what are Owens and Jericho going to do this week?
Yeah.
That was the last time Raw was compelling, and it was like, okay, what's Owens and Jericho? What's the promo? What are they going to do? They're going to have a match. They're going to make fun of somebody's name. That was the last time. That was, what, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
As much as you like that, though, the Raw ratings were one of the lowest at that point in time. I mean, I liked it too, but unfortunately the ratings...
Still compelling.
But the ratings didn't show that, so we didn't get more of that, unfortunately, because people didn't like it overall.
Well, people are idiots.
Well, they didn't really give them a reason to believe in it or to like it. Like, if you put the machine behind that gimmick, you know, if you had Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho and you really invested in them, if Kevin Owens beat Bill Goldberg,
Yeah.
give people a reason to believe, and they will.
Yeah. It's a real shame.
That's really what it is, man. If you get the machine behind a hot angle, well, you're going to go.
Super chat.
TK says, who, in your opinion, is the next top star? I think we're talking WWE. I mean, in AEW, there are a number of stars. But if I had to pick the next top star in the WWE, that's tough, man. That's really tough. Like,
do we say like someone who hasn't won either any major singles champion or like the major singles champion? So,
well, let's just say somebody that isn't currently a top star in WWE that could be a main eventer for WrestleMania. Are we talking about in the WWE system or outside? Because outside, I mean, if they can pick and grab some talent, I think Will Ospreay could be the next big star in all of professional wrestling, right? If the WWE could land a guy like Ospreay, then yeah. But inside the WWE, you look at their roster, who is the next big star in the WWE? The next big star, next a guy that could be a world champion and could main event WrestleManias.
Is Damian Priest still around from NXT? That big guy, the long hair?
Yeah, he's something.
There, yeah.
If Keith Lee could cut a better promo, I think he could have a shot at being one of the guys.
Well, you complain about guys that are old. He's in his 40s, though. Like, I don't think they're going to push him to be WWE champion.
Is he?
You might want to look that one up. I'd go more with Velveteen Dream, because I think he's in his 20s. Like, to me,
I don't know.
They can push him.
Keith Lee is 35. You've got easily 7-8 good years of Keith Lee. He's not in his 40s. Keith Lee, man, I'm telling you. Keith Lee would be a guy that I would say, yeah, invest in him because in 2 or 3 years he could be a main event of WrestleMania. I think there are people out there, I think Chad Gable, if done correctly, could be a top star in WWE. They just have never done it correctly with Chad Gable.
Andrade's possible. He has the marital connections.
Andrade could be a mega star in the WWE. He's a very talented wrestler. He's got a ton of charisma. They've built him nicely, as a good, solid mid-carder so far. Oh, there's a curb stomp from Seth. Wait a second. 1, 2... Ooh, Drew kicks out of the curb stomp. That doesn't happen too often. Yeah,
pushing him.
I would say if I had to pick like the next big star for WWE that they currently have under contract, I really like Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
He's 34 years old. He's a hell of a talent. He's got tons of charisma. He's big. He's in shape. He can cut a promo. He can wrestle. He's controversial. He rubs people the wrong way, but you need that a little bit in this era. He speaks his mind on social media. He's not scared. He's bold. I like a bold wrestler. You need to be bold in pro wrestling to be a top guy. You need to ruffle some feathers, No one ever got to the top of the wrestling business without pissing some people off along the way. If I were asked, who's the next guy that I would build as a WrestleMania main event in 3 years from now, it'd be Matt Riddle. He's got everything you want. There it is. Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre beats Seth Rollins to retain the WWE title.
I really haven't been a fan of those promos Matt Riddle's been doing lately.
The what? The promos? I like Matt Riddle's promos.
Oh, with Thatcher? Oh, not great.
His promos were better with Pete Dunne.
Right. With Thatcher, it's not great. They're trying, but it's just not working.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same connection. Doesn't have the same energy. Guys, I don't think that match had a lot of energy. I don't know.
No.
I was not impressed. It was kind of long, but I didn't love it.
It's pretty much exactly what I expected in this kind of match. We weren't expecting a lot of things, just a typical kind of match. They delivered what I expected.
Yeah.
In a way, Drew McIntyre is like a perfect champion for this like audienceless era, you know? He's just the guy they're putting out there. It's just there's nobody there, and it's quiet. It's just like, yeah.
He looks the part. He just goes out there, has his matches, gets them done, and then we go home. They're safe. Nobody gets hurt. It's all fine. We can move on.
Yeah, there's nobody to really react to him or not react to him. It's just there.
I think as soon as fans are let inside the arenas again, you take the title off Drew McIntyre and you act like it never happened. Yeah. I don't know. You give it to AJ Styles. I'm seeing different people, saying Velveteen Dream. I think Velveteen Dream has the possibility of being a big star in WWE going forward. Austin Theory, very young. He's on Raw. Could happen. I'm seeing Derek John says Riddle's going to be another RVD. Why are you saying that, Derek John? Why are you saying that? Because they both have a weed gimmick? Because smoking weed is part of both of their gimmicks? Hey, Matt Riddle could only be so lucky to be another RVD. The guy does nothing but smoke weed and sit in hot tubs with two ladies at the same time. And then he wrestles once in a while. RVD is living the life that we all wish we lived. What is that? They just shook hands. Drew McIntyre shook Seth's hand, said thank you very much. A respectful finish to that match. That was kind of weird. I didn't expect Seth to be a nice guy at the end. Shaking Drew's hand.
Seth looks confused. What did I just do?
Hopefully this is the end of this. We don't have to see this again for another 2 pay-per-views.
It's probably just the beginning.
No.
So desperate. No. Please no.
Oh, my friend John. This is only the beginning.
Okay, guys. It's 8:47. And we have 2 more matches left, but they're all the same.
Are you guys seeing this?
The 2-on-1 match.
What is this?
What is this game? You
You can throw John Cena into an alligator's mouth? This looks like a cell phone game. It's a cell phone game.
Yeah,
right?
it looks kind of crummy game, it looks like.
Yeah, I don't like those cell phone wrestling games. Battlegrounds. It's a 2K game. So you know it's going to suck.
Yeah.
Remember that All-Star? Oh my God.
All-Stars was good.
All-Stars was good. That was a THQ game, John. That was good. For the Xbox 360, I had that game. That was fun.
Fantasy Warfare. Yeah, that was fun. You could play Macho Man.
It wasn't the best wrestling game, but it was kind of arcadey. I liked WWE All-Stars. I thought that was fun.
It was way better than that WrestleMania Moments game. You remember that one, Legends of Mania? That game was not good.
Oh, yeah. That was bad.
That was arcadey also. That wasn't.
Legends of Wrestling, I think, right?
Well, that wasn't good either. No, there was one called Legends of WrestleMania. It had Andre the Giant on the cover. And you had to do events to do certain moments, and it did the control. There was one handicap match that was impossible. I remember or something. It was no good. But you can see Bray Wyatt's puppets stuffed in the back there.
Oh yeah. R-Truth is sad. So he's looking at a picture in the frame. How much you guys want to bet that the picture in the frame is a picture of the 24/7 title that R-Truth misses so much?
Or John Cena, his hero.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's a picture of the 24/7 title that's held by that football guy who's playing football again. So they got to find a way to take that title off of him, right?
Oh, it's still on Gronkowski?
I think so.
Yeah.
Jeez. And they fired a lot of the guys who could have taken it away from him. They fired Heath Slater and Zack Ryder, all those guys. They're like, "Oh wait, come back, we need you."
Yeah. They could use them right now.
Mm-hmm. R-Truth also has a nose ring. There's all these nose rings. Renee's got one. R-Truth has one.
I saw Bayley on the bump. She has one too.
What's going on?
I don't know, man. It's the new style in the WWE. Nose rings.
Makes my nose itchy.
See, Truth wants a 24/7 title. He's gonna
Good luck
go.
to that.
Oh, he's gonna attack Tom Brady to get the 24/7 title. That's what Truth is doing. He thinks Tom Brady has it. That's good. Hey, look, just before the Money in the Bank match, they're advertising Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion, to confront the Women's Money in the Bank winner tomorrow night on Raw. I wonder if somebody from Raw is going to win the Money in the Bank match. Jeez.
I loved hearing your outrage about that. That was great.
You talking about on Wrestling Uncensored this week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Just watch what someone from SmackDown is probably going to win, though.
You imagine? They should.
Just to throw it off.
I like Undertaker in his documentary. He's like, "What happened? You got old, man. What do you think happened? You had surgeries on every part of your body. You're nearly 60. What do you mean what happened? Life happens, dude. What are you talking? What happened? Well, you were really good of a wrestler, but then you got old and you had surgery on all of your body. And, what happened? Come on, Taker. I don't understand why it's some big mystery for Undertaker. This whole documentary is like, man, I don't understand. I used to be so good at wrestling, and now I think I'm old or something. It's like, no shit, you're old, man. He's coming to this realization 5 years after everybody else has come to it. God damn. I love Undertaker and all, but hello, Undertaker. Earth to Mark.
He's a mark for himself.
Yeah.
I can understand because he was doing that one match a year thing, and he was having the best matches at WrestleMania. So why not? Why couldn't he do it every year? He finally went to.
I don't know about that. The best
year.
match at WrestleMania, I think that's a stretch, John. Not the past few years. It's been a long time since he's had the best match at WrestleMania.
It was against Punk.
At least.
So that's
29. 29.
It was with Roman where it all fell apart, right? That was WrestleMania 33, I think.
His match with Bray and Shane were not good either.
Yep.
The prior years.
His
Those
match
weren't
with
good.
Brock wasn't good either.
Yeah.
Well, Brock had a concussion, though. It's a bit different.
So what? When's the last time Undertaker had a good match at WrestleMania?
CM Punk. And then before that, end of an era. That was good, too.
Right.
But that
So
was
Undertaker's last good match at WrestleMania was in the year
2013?
2020, actually.
Okay, yeah, the Boneyard match, but that wasn't
Super chat.
Whoa. That wasn't really the match. I see Derek Johns got his picks for the match. We're going to give our picks here in a second. We'll read Derek Johns. Thank you for the super chat there, Derek John. We love you, buddy.
Change his picks.
Yeah, so Taker CM Punk was in 2013. That's the last real good match that Taker had at WrestleMania. So, now we're sitting here in 2020, and he's like, am I old? What's going on? What's happening? Oh, these are their entrances? They're doing entrances just, standing there in the lobby of Titan Towers. Okay, this match has started. Oh, Carmella is really... There's Shayna.
Yeah.
Okay, so my pick for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match is Shayna Baszler.
I'll say Nia.
What? In the lobby. It's weird, right? Yeah, I know. So, Shayna, I've got Shayna and AJ Styles. Although I think I'm going to change my pick, John. My picks on Wrestling Uncensored were Shayna and AJ Styles. I'm changing my pick. I'm going with Shayna and King Corbin.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's good. I don't have to change my picks then. That's good. I was going to change my picks because we had the same picks, but never mind.
What are you going with? Shayna and AJ?
That's right.
Okay, so the men's match is starting in the gym where the women's match is starting in the lobby. So at least the matches, even though they're starting simultaneously, are starting in separate places. And the men and women are all entering. Here's Dana Brooke. Some of the men have entered in the gym. Derek John's picks for the match are Asuka and Otis. He thinks Otis is going to win. Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! I'd love to see Otis win. I love that guy. He's got Asuka, and I would love to see Asuka win, too. Asuka's the best. Here comes Asuka. No one is ready for Asuka. Shayna looks ready for Asuka. She looks like, wait, where's Asuka? Is she going to come in through the elevator? They're like, oh, where's Asuka? Where's Asuka?
Oh.
Everybody's standing in the lobby. Oh, here comes Rey Mysterio walking into the gym. Booyaka, booyaka, 619. Are they playing his music? They're not. Booyaka, booyaka, Rey Mysterio, booyaka, booyaka, 6-1. Oh, da 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 da. Daniel Bryan. Da 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 da. Oh, Asuka. She's above them. She's standing on a thing above them. She's going to jump on everybody. Okay, so we're cutting back and forth from the men's match in the gym to the women's match in the lobby. This is super weird, guys. The match has begun. They're all brawling.
It's weird they're in their gear. Like, it should be more like a street fight, in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah, it should be in street clothes, but they're in their wrestling gear. And Asuka just dove off a thing above everybody in the lobby and then knocked everybody down. And now Asuka is running away, dancing away, actually, and looks like she's going to go climb to the top of the building because she's got everybody down, and she's calling for the elevator. Hey, Asuka, take the stairs. And, of course, there's a cameraman already in the elevator. What a coincidence.
Cool.
And Asuka, of course, they get that shot of Asuka just dancing by herself in the elevator while the rest of the women are like, oh, no, what do we do? Of course, they're going to take the stairs. Haven't they ever heard of, like, pressing the button while the person is still there? Like, the elevator won't move. It'll just stay there. Press the button, stupid. Have these women never operated an elevator before?
They're impatient. Patience, not a virtue in this one.
Uh-huh.
And remember, Dave, the risk. The risk worth the reward. Remember that.
The reward. That's right. That's right. So Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio are brawling. Daniel Bryan and King Corbin are brawling. Oh, King Corbin just broke a mirror. By God. King Corbin threw a barbell plate at a mirror and broke it.
It's going to be
pissed. This is better so far than Last Man Standing. They actually planned out spots and had pre-broken stuff. So this is great.
Otis and AJ Styles are brawling. Ray and Aleister Black are paired up, and King Corbin and Daniel Bryan are paired up. They're just kind of brawling in the gym, holding on to gym equipment and trying to do little spots with it. Yeah.
Well, how far are they to the top then?
What?
How far are they to the top then if they're in the gym?
I have no idea. I've never been to Titan Tower.
Okay.
I've only seen footage from Beyond the Mat.
Yeah. Or that Super Bowl commercial they did. Okay.
Yeah.
Otis is now lifting weights. Oh, he's going to put them on AJ Styles. Oh, that's mean.
Clever.
Oh, yeah. AJ's stuck, and now Otis is leaving the gym. He put a big, what do you call that, Johnny? What is that?
The weights?
Yeah, weights, but it's like a bench. No. What's that big? I don't know. I don't lift weights, man. I just lift people. It's like a big weight thing.
Like a rack.
Yeah, whatever. He put it down on AJ Styles. AJ can't move. Now everybody else is leaving the gym.
Oh.
Uh-oh, somebody's in the... Oh, Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love is in the bathroom.
Yep.
And he loves Rey Mysterio. What the hell? Oh, well, because he's at WWE headquarters, right? So you're going to have to see the people that work there, like Brother Love. By God, that was a weak cameo. So now everybody is running through the building. Baron Corbin and Daniel Bryan and Aleister Black, they're running through the building trying to get to an elevator. There's Otis. I guess AJ Styles is still stuck in the gym. Is this how it's going to work, the match? Like, we're going to lose people along the way, and then at the end, there's only going to be one guy getting to the roof, and that's how he wins? Probably not, right?
Maybe.
Everybody's going to find their way to the top because there's a ring on the roof, right? So everybody's going to have to get into the ring at some point, right?
Well, I think it's going to be like maybe 2 at a time, and then eventually the others will come back eventually. But I think, yeah, they're all just going to be dying off here and there, I guess.
Okay. Well, we haven't seen the women in a while. I'm assuming Asuka has climbed to the top of the roof and has won the match already. Oh, there's the women. There you go. There's Lacey and Carmella and Shayna. And they climbed up some stairs, and now they're trying to get into an elevator. Oh, and the elevator shows up, and here comes Aleister Black and Otis. I don't understand. If they're trying to get to the roof, and they know that Asuka's in an elevator, presumably headed to the roof, why did the women decide to bail from the stairs and go into an elevator? You know what I'm
faster?
saying? Yeah, but if Asuka's already in an elevator, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but...
Like, if you're racing somebody to a roof, right, and you see them in an elevator, and you're running up the stairs, would you run up one flight of stairs and then, like, try the elevator again? Or would you just run up all the way to the roof? I'd try to just get to the roof as quickly as possible. And now...
Well, maybe their cardio is failing them.
There are ropes set up for some reason as a display in the offices. Bryan tied up Corbin in the ropes and kicked them while Otis cheered him on. And now Bryan just kicked Otis. And now Bryan's running away, trying to get to the roof. And there's a clown. Is it supposed to be Doink? I guess that was supposed to be Doink. Is Doink the hacker?
What's Nia doing?
No, I think
she wasn't climbing up the stairs.
There's Nia and Carmella have found each other in a hallway.
Why did Nia get up there? She didn't take the stairs or the elevator.
It doesn't matter.
Can she teleport?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, nothing has to make sense here.
The Rock got her a plane or something to help her.
Yeah. Now they're in some sort of boardroom. Shayna and Nia and Dana and Carmella are in a boardroom. I have no idea where Lacey is. And Asuka, I guess, is still in an elevator somewhere? Like, at this point, don't you think Asuka could have won the match? Like, Asuka's been left on her own for so long, you would think she would have had plenty of time to get to the top. Okay, now Dana is seeing a Money in the Bank briefcase that's in the boardroom that's full of money.
For some reason.
She thinks she's won. She's taken it. It's full of money. I guess she's content with this briefcase. She knows she's not going to win a title shot. She'll just take the money. Oh, now Stephanie's there.
Stephanie McMahon in a completely different lighting. Like, this was taken, like, shot in a completely different room. She's not there. Like, look, that's like a cell phone, like, Stephanie. Like, it's a completely different camera. And like
yeah, that was shot with social distancing.
Yeah. Stephanie's, like, a million miles away.
And now Stephanie is telling Dana to clean up because Nia's drooling everywhere on the ground. And she told Dana that it's not the real Money in the Bank briefcase. The real one's on the roof. And then Stephanie just walks away in disgust. I guess to go back to work, even though there's a 12-person brawl happening in her office.
And the offices are empty. Like, what is Stephanie doing?
Lacey just hit Carmella with the women's right after Carmella smashed a picture over Dana's head. Now AJ Styles is talking to a picture of Rey Mysterio that he sees on the wall. He punched it even. He's searching for Rey Mysterio. Hey, it's a picture of Roman Reigns. Remember that guy?
Still exists.
Oh, yeah.
Who are these kids?
I don't know.
Well, as ridiculous as this is, it's still entertaining, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not bored, but I like the Edge and Randy match. That was boring. Oh, no. AJ sees a picture of Taker. He hates it so much.
That's right.
AJ seems like he's got PTSD from that match with Taker. He looks like he just got cold sweats from seeing just a picture of Undertaker.
What is this?
Oh, no. There's a casket, brother.
That's
Why
right.
is there a room with a casket? Why does the WWE have a room with a casket and Undertaker lighting at their corporate headquarters? Is that where Vince takes his naps? Like, what?
Right. I like to pretend I'm Paul Bearer.
Oh, let's be honest. We all know Vince doesn't nap. I don't think Vince has ever taken a nap. Oh, there's Aleister Black to kick AJ into the casket room. And now they're... Oh,
really
no,
looking up at the sky.
he closed the casket room, and AJ is like freaking out. And Paul Heyman is there at a giant buffet eating. Is this like a fat joke? I don't understand.
But yeah, because he doesn't want fruit or salad.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want the fruit. He wants a sandwich. And he's going to eat that sandwich. Except here comes Otis and Rey Mysterio and everybody. Everybody's here to ruin Paul Heyman's gigantic lunch.
By himself.
Oh, pal. You know Vince McMahon is finding that hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Paul, look at him. He's fat. He loves to eat sandwiches.
He needs to get like his face smashed into like a cake or a salad.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Otis is freaking out. And yeah, there you go. You were a couple of seconds ahead of me. Otis just threw a plate of potato salad and stuff in Paul Heyman's face, of course. And now we're getting the reaction shots from everybody. Everybody has congregated into this one room except for Asuka. Asuka has won. This match is over. Okay, Shayna put Rey Mysterio in the rear naked choke now.
This is picking up.
Oh, and Otis and Nia just squashed Rey. They sandwiched him. So Nia and Carmella and Dana and everybody that's in this match, Daniel Bryan, Otis, Aleister Black, they're all there in the room having a food fight now.
Right.
Whipped cream on Paul Heyman's face for some reason.
Asuka has presumably got to the top of the building and won this match. She's been alone the whole time. It
would make the most sense, wouldn't it?
Well, there's no logic here. This is so dumb. Carmella gonna go through a table. Of course, powerbomb. Like, the fact that Asuka is not around and has been left alone for the entirety of this match is the worst thing about this match. And we just had a food fight. Okay, now Otis and Nia are face-to-face, and they're roughly the same size somehow.
You mean in height, though?
Otis, well, no. I mean...
I don't know about that. Like, that's questionable.
I don't know, man. Nia's big. I'm surprised how big Nia is. She's a beast.
Good point.
I'm not disrespectful to. I'm not saying this disrespectfully to Nia. I'm just saying, by God, like Otis is a big dude, and she stands up right next to him. Nia is a monster. And now Otis is eating pie.
What is this?
John Laurinaitis is
slapstick.
here. People power.
Oh, Funk Man.
It's too bad they don't get more cameos for that.
At least he's in the room.
Well, I think eventually this will be a wrestling match once they get to the top. Or the closest we'll get to a wrestling match. We'll actually see some wrestling moves.
There's Asuka finally. Oh, look, they finally tracked down. I guess Asuka got lost in the building. She was asking for help to get to the roof. Is that why she didn't win?
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Oh, Dana took a spill. Dana's down. It's over for Dana.
She'll be back.
Oh.
More concerned about AJ Styles. Like, is he done? Like,
Yeah, man. He's having a panic attack in that Undertaker room.
for my
I
pick,
don't
I
know,
hope he
man.
comes back.
This is goofy as all hell. I'm just happy
Yeah,
we're gonna be done this pay-per-view before 10 p.m. That's the best part about this.
This needs to be the standard going forward. Finish pay-per-views before 10.
Especially if they're as dumb as this one is. I mean, this is dumb. Oh, there's AJ. Hey, he found his way to the Undertaker room. Ooh, AJ Daniel Bryan, here we go. This is finally some shit I can get behind. AJ and Daniel
is this
Bryan.
Vince's office?
No, are they going to go to Vince's office?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's Vince's office.
If any... Oh, has it got the dinosaur bones in it? Is this Vince's office? Oh, yeah. There's a T-Rex skull. Oh,
That's
they're
where
in
he hands
Vince's
draws
office.
Beyond
it's Vince.
Beyond the mat.
Hey, pal. What
He's
the hell
gonna
are you
do.
doing here? Vince. He's wearing jeans.
I have Purell.
Better than his outfit on SmackDown.
His office.
Vince just demanded that Daniel Bryan and AJ leave. And now they're tidying up the chairs that they messed up. They're apologizing to Vince.
They're good people.
Oh,
Good
and now
employees.
Vince is Purelling his hands. Good stuff.
Looks
Oh,
like
that's
a
good shit,
bodybuilding
pal.
trophy.
This is my favorite part of this match.
Oh, Vince's office. I love it.
He just turned around and went back to a pad with paper. What do you think he's writing?
Word one.
Yeah, I give him credit. At least he did that segment.
Where like a married couple is threatened by like some outside force, and then one member of that married couple like becomes one-on-one with that outside force, and there's like a love triangle storyline that becomes like 4 people.
Sounds
That's
like
what
Vince
is working on.
And then
That's what
everybody
Vince is
disappears off TV because they really had no idea what to do as a finish.
And then Rusev is fired.
Hey, well, I'm glad we got Vince McMahon there. And Vince McMahon on TV wearing jeans. I don't know if that's happened ever in the WWE.
Yeah.
Well, we heard that he took the bump, right? So I guess you don't want to take the bump in good dress pants. So I guess he had to wear the jeans.
And you're assuming this bump and that scene got filmed at the same time on the same day. Who knows? I mean, this thing is elaborate. They are all over the place. I don't know when they filmed this thing, but it's possible they did it in multiple days. Probably want to get
I would think a
everybody
whole day.
in and out in one day, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting an outside shot of the building. I guess people are finally reaching the top here. I don't know. They're showing us the roof for some reason. Showing us the briefcases, the ladders, the ring. There we go. There's Asuka. She's reached the roof with Nia Jax. Cool.
2 of the favorites.
All right. Well, you're right, John. They had 2 people starting in the ring, and now I guess more people will show up over time.
Kind of like a clown car in a sense.
But it's going to be weird when now we have Lacey Evans showing up. It's going to be weird when the men show up, too, and the men's match and women's match are happening simultaneously in the same ring. How's that going to work?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe they'll finish one match, and then the next match will finish up, perhaps. I mean, that would make more sense because it's going to get too crowded.
Right. Maybe they finish up the women's match before the men's match gets to the roof. That would make the most sense here.
Well, it would have been fun if Mandy and Otis were in this match together, right? Then you could have seen them working together, but we don't have that, so it doesn't really make sense for anyone else.
That's why I don't think Otis is winning. I think if Otis was going to win, Mandy would be involved in some way, but Mandy's not here. Oh, Nia's setting up a ladder. She looks like she wants to climb. Lacey and Asuka are down. Shayna and Carmella aren't around. Is Carmella done? She got put through a table. Are we going to see her on the roof? Is Dana done? She fell on the floor in the kitchen. Like, was that the way to write them off? Are they going to show up here in the ring or? Oh, there's Lacey.
I think we're going to see everybody.
You think so?
Everyone's going to come back. Yeah, I think so.
We'll see. I don't know. Oof.
Here comes Lacey.
But it is kind of weird for the guys to be up that long if you're going to wait for all the girls to come back. So.
Yeah, well, that's it. This might be the finish or close to it here.
Oh, you're going to like that.
Oh, take that, Nia Jax. Ladder on your head.
You want my punishment.
No one's ready for that. That was pretty good.
I think that.
Lacey's going to stop Asuka from climbing. Where's Shayna?
I don't know.
Did she get chokeslammed into the wall and that was it or something or what?
Was
she got
that
thrown
it?
into the wall. Yeah.
She just got thrown
She
into
should
a
be back.
wall, man. Like Dana Brooke hit her head on the floor. Carmella got chokeslammed through a table. I understand why they're not here right now, but where's Shayna?
To steal the match, hopefully.
You would hope.
I think Stephanie McMahon should steal the match.
Well, hopefully we don't get that kind of Brock finish like we got last year.
Oh, yeah, what about Brock?
Nah, Brock's back in Canada. He's just gonna, sleep there for now.
That'd be awesome if Brock helicoptered in, landed on the roof, wins Money in the Bank, choppers out. That'd be sick.
That would be cool.
I would be down with that
I feel
finish.
There's no room for a helicopter on that roof, I would think. But
No, are you kidding me? You think Vince has a roof with no helipad on it? It's Vince McMahon, damn it.
Well, isn't that where the ring is? Aren't they on the helipad?
yeah,
Are they on the helipad?
It'd be really risky though, planning
wait.
a helicopter landing with
Why
people
is
around,
Baron Corbin?
a lot of accidents.
Okay, Baron Corbin's
what
now.
was that?
Baron Corbin is now on the roof. Asuka's climbing the ladder, and Corbin tried to stop Asuka from grabbing the briefcase. Why,
What's up with
dude?
that?
Do you want a shot at Becky Lynch? And now here's Asuka. Asuka's gonna get the briefcase. Asuka wins Money in the Bank. Asuka wins. She kicked
Ichiban.
Baron Corbin off the top of the ladder when he tried to stop her for no reason in particular, and is now the 2020 Women's Money in the Bank winner. Wow, Asuka, not Shayna. Asuka. Now Asuka, Becky, that's money. I like that. I'm happy. I love Asuka. I'm a big fan of Asuka. A little bit of a surprise here that Asuka wins, not Shayna. I like it, though. I'm down with it. Of course, it was going to be somebody from Raw because they already spoiled that, telling us that Becky Lynch was going to confront the winner of the Women's Money in the Bank match on Raw tomorrow night. But I thought it would be Shayna. I thought they'd continue the Becky-Shayna thing. I guess they gave up on that, and they're going back to Asuka. I'm happy with that. I love Asuka. Asuka's a tremendous talent. Asuka wins Money in the Bank. Yeah. I'm good with that.
For Asuka. It must really show that Vince does not believe in Shayna. He really doesn't. He really does not have the confidence in her to give her the ball.
What? I think this is more rewarding.
No Mania, none of. Well, I don't know. Three big opportunities that we've been saying. Oh yeah, Shayna Baszler, no doubt about it. She's gonna walk in. She's gonna walk out winning, and 3 times she hasn't. So that's gonna affect how the audience perceives her for sure going forward.
Yeah, it's not a good sign for the future of Shayna on the main roster, right?
No.
She loses clean at WrestleMania, and now she doesn't win Money in the Bank when a lot of people expected her to. Otis tried to climb the ladder, but the ladder started breaking under his weight. I guess Otis is too fat.
We talked about this on SmackDown. We lived this on SmackDown.
Yeah, he tried to climb the ladder. It didn't work. They're doing it again. Here comes Otis with a caterpillar elbow drop on King Corbin. I saw Otis did an interview, and he said if he wins Money in the Bank, he's going to use it to challenge for the tag team titles with Tucky. And I was like, oh, that means, Otis, you're not winning Money in the Bank because WWE is not letting you do that. It's not happening. If Otis thinks... What?
He can't even climb a ladder, so I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. But, like, if he's saying that publicly, he knows he's not winning Money in the Bank because... Come on. You win Money in the Bank and you get a tag team title shot? I don't think so, brother.
It's just cool that he gets to be in this match. It's still a big match that he's in. Main event of pay-per-view.
There's AJ Styles. Oh, yeah, this is huge. I mean, think about this, man. Otis is in a match with AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Aleister Black. You know, I mean, these are some really talented wrestlers. King Corbin. Oh, my God, Ray's dead. They killed Ray. King Corbin just threw Ray over the roof. Rey Mysterio has died.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, no. I hope Ray's okay and not dead. Is Aleister Black going to get through? Oh, Aleister Black goes over the roof, too. He's also dead. King Corbin's killing people left and right. You sick bastard, King Corbin. That man has a family. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black have just been murdered by King Corbin. Here comes Daniel Bryan. Here comes Daniel Bryan. Oh, my God. If Daniel Bryan and Asuka win Money in the Bank, I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 10 out of 10. Okay? Despite how shitty this has been, if Daniel Bryan and Asuka walk away with the briefcases, this is the greatest pay-per-view of all time.
Yeah, we got attempted murder. Yeah, it's great.
No, murder. No, Ray and Aleister are dead. They've been murdered. They've been thrown off the roof. They're dead. I mean, how do you survive that?
The risk was not worth the reward.
My God.
For Corbin, it's definitely worth it.
Tom P. Stock.
This is a three-man match.
Is it? Who's in this?
Well, I don't count Otis. I wouldn't count Otis because Otis can't climb, right? So it's only three guys.
That's right. Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, and King Corbin. My pick to win this thing was King Corbin. Your pick to win this thing was AJ Styles. I'd be very happy to see AJ Styles win. I don't really want my pick to win. I'd be most happy with Daniel Bryan winning. As you can tell, I'm wearing a Daniel Bryan t-shirt. I love Daniel Bryan. He's my favorite wrestler. He's the best. AJ Styles, though, is he's right up there, too. I would have been happy with Rey Mysterio winning, but he got thrown off the roof. We'll miss you, Ray. Okay, so the briefcase is off the hook. AJ and Corbin are fighting over it, so the winner of the Money in the Bank will either be AJ or Corbin. But there's Elias to hit Corbin with a... What? What?
Yeah.
Wait.
It looks like, yeah.
Wait. Elias hit Corbin. Elias shows up, hits Corbin. AJ has the briefcase, drops the briefcase. It falls in Otis's hand, and Otis is your Money in the Bank winner?
Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
You're getting the tag team title shot, Tucky.
Yo, big shout out to Derek John. He called this. He called Asuka and Otis as his Money in the Bank winners. Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't think Otis was going to win. Shout out to Derek John. Good job, brother. My God, you called this one. Wow. Oh, yeah.
Otis. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. It looks like that's the end of the show.
Otis and Asuka are your Money in the Bank winners. Oh, yeah. That was... What? What?
So a SmackDown star won.
Yeah, well...
One SmackDown, one Raw, yeah.
That was my theory, John. I really thought a SmackDown person would win because, you know, it was obvious that a Raw person would win the men's money and the women's Money in the Bank. But then on Wrestling Uncensored, when we were talking about it, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't see Otis winning because it's too early in his push. And Otis, Braun, Strowman, like, really? And I didn't see King Corbin winning because like he'd won before and it didn't really work out. And then I didn't see Daniel Bryan winning because I didn't think that they'd push Daniel Bryan in that kind of way. So by default on Wrestling Uncensored, I was like, yeah, I'm going with AJ Styles. But then today I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, maybe King Corbin will win. So then I changed my pick before the match to King Corbin. I really didn't think that Otis would win Money in the Bank. Like, they are going all the way with Otis. They are trying hard with Otis. They must really like this guy. I like Otis. I think he's got a great look. You know, he's big, he's strong, he's got charisma out the ass, he's got a legit amateur wrestling background, he's a real athlete. The only thing he's lacking is wrestling skill. He's not that good of a wrestler. I'm surprised they gave it to him. But it's the WWE, right? In-ring talent counts far less than all the other things I talked about. Look, charisma, promo, those are the most important things in world something entertainment. They won't tell you what that second W's for. Wow.
It's a big surprise because usually Otis's spot is never held by a winner. Like, they've had the guy who's eventually going to be a main eventer. They put him in that match because, like, his first big shot. Like, I remember when we went to Money in the Bank in Boston, it was like Roman Reigns' like first big match in like the main event scene. He was part of that Money in the Bank match. And I think a couple years later they had Big Cass in like a Money in the Bank match. They'd be like, oh, could Big Cass be a single star? And they wanted to make him one. So, but usually those guys don't win when they're in the match. So for Otis to be in that spot of the guy who could maybe be there one day to get it right away, it's a big surprise and it's a big deal.
I'm shocked.
Well, I think it's awesome to see something like this. It's really cool. Like, Otis, you wouldn't expect it. None of us expected this to happen. It's a great push for him for a tag guy to get something like this. It's fantastic.
Roman Reigns
I just
was
worried
in that
that
spot and didn't get it. It's crazy.
yeah, but Roman gets a lot of stuff, so it's fine. He doesn't really need to get it.
No.
Otis, you wouldn't
No, but
expect
you know
we'd
what I'm
ever
talking
get.
about, though, John.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
but
what
Otis-
you're saying. Like, at one point when Roman Reigns was early on in his kind of singles push, he was put
It was
in
right at the breakup of the Shield.
Right,
Right
he
at
was-
the breakup of the Shield.
he was put in a Money in the Bank as like, well, he's the next big prospect. They put him in there. He had a good showing, but he didn't win because it was just like a way to showcase him as, well, here's a guy that's going to hang with the top stars, but he's not a top star yet. Here's Otis put in that same position of, well, here's a guy to hang with the top stars, maybe not a top star yet, but WWE says, nope, he is a top star. He just won Money in the Bank.
Bigger
But,
than Roman.
you know, like I said, King Corbin has won Money in the Bank. Jack Swagger won Money in the Bank. Ken Kennedy won Money in the Bank. Damian Sandow won Money in the Bank. A lot of people have won Money in the Bank and not gone on to great things in the WWE. Right?
Sure, great to be a down. Jeez, wow.
Well, I'm just saying, like, this doesn't necessarily mean the coronation of Otis as the next main eventer in the WWE. But,
No, but it puts him on a good path.
like, and I don't hate it. Like, if this is who they're going with, I'm not mad at it. This guy's 28. Well, there you go. That's why. I mean, we talked a lot about age tonight here on the show, guys, and who they invest in and who they don't. Otis was born in 1991. December of 91. So, you know, he's basically born in 1992. December 21st, 1991. Big old Nikola Bogojevic was born, also known as Otis. He is of Serbian ancestry, Serbian-American. Big Otis, also known as Nikola Bogojevic, 28 years old from Duluth, Minnesota, 5'10", billed at 330 pounds, your 2020 Money in the Bank winner. This guy started his professional wrestling career 5 years ago, and now he is a Money in the Bank winner, winning a match featuring Rey Mysterio, AJ Styles, and Daniel Bryan.
Impressive.
5 years into the wrestling game, and you have just won when AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, and Rey Mysterio were in your match. That's huge.
Big.
Somebody asked us before who we thought was the next big star in the WWE. I think it might be Otis.
That question's been answered, it seems.
It might be Otis. I mean, he's got the catchphrase that's over. I do it. My son does it. Oh, yeah. It's over, brother. I love it.
That.
People are already saying, like, who does the better, oh, yeah, Otis or the Macho Man?
Seriously?
What do you like better? Oh, yeah, or ooh, yeah. I'd go ooh, yeah all day, but, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for the classics.
I mean, Percy Watson also said, oh, yeah, as his gimmick. You know, nobody compared that to Macho Man.
Yeah, who else? Didn't somebody else say, oh, yeah?
Yeah, Percy Watson.
That was Percy Watson? He said, oh, yeah.
Yeah, when he was a wrestler before he became a commentator.
There you go. But I like Otis, you know. I just think that there are elements of his game that need improvement. But, you know, he's 28 years old. He's only been wrestling as a professional for 5 years. Before that, he was an amateur wrestler. He trained at the Olympic Training Center, tried out for the Olympics, didn't make it, but still, when you're good enough to at least try out for the Olympics, you're definitely a solid athlete. I like guys with an amateur wrestling background, so he ticks that box for me. He's got a hell of a look. You look at him, and he looks like somebody, you know? Vince McMahon always wants his stars, when they walk through an airport, for people to turn and look and be like, whoa, who is that guy? There is no way that you see 330-pound Otis and don't turn your head, right? You see big Otis walking around with the beard, thick as hell, 300 pounds.
He's probably shaking or doing something like this.
He's probably like, oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah, eating something.
That guy's a star. He looks like somebody, you know? I'm happy with it. The only thing I don't like about it is that, you know, on SmackDown this week, Daniel Bryan got tossed out of the ring by King Corbin, and Otis didn't catch him whatsoever. And that was not cool. And to me, if you're going to be the next big star in the company, you need to do things like catch Daniel Bryan. But hey, things happen. Sometimes when you're dubbed as the next big star in the company, you can do no wrong. Wasn't it at one point when Roman Reigns was like just coming into his own as being the big star? I think it was still with the Shield. He like didn't jump for Cena. Like Cena went to hit him with like an attitude adjustment, and Reigns totally like sandbagged him. A vertical suplex.
Yeah, that was like a Fastlane or like one of those like No Way Out or one of those papers.
And I remember being mad about that back then, saying, look, I understand that this guy is being pushed as the next big star in the company. He's going to be the next chosen one, but when you're in the ring with the current top star and he goes for a vertical suplex, you better jump. Don't sandbag John Cena. And it's the same type of thing. Like Otis, I get you're getting a big spot, a big push ski. But, hey, man, when Daniel Bryan gets tossed out of the ring by King Corbin and you're 300 pounds, you better be able to catch Daniel Bryan a little bit better than he did on SmackDown. So he's green. You know, he's inexperienced. He's not as good in the ring as, say, a Daniel Bryan, a Johnny North, right? John, you're a better wrestler than Otis. It's okay.
Well, he's had bigger matches, so I wouldn't necessarily say that. He's been at WrestleMania, right? He's had a WrestleMania moment, so I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Okay, well, you don't have to say it because you're humble and you're a good man, John, but I will say it because I've seen you both wrestle. I would watch a Johnny North match over an Otis match all day, every day, twice on Sunday.
I agree.
Well, I'm looking at the comments. Not everyone liked this match. Apparently, Andy from the UK, he hated this match. He said, rest in peace wrestling. I'm looking at the comments.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this match was particularly good. Oh, Antoinette picked the winners too. Wow. So people did predict Otis and Asuka. I like it. But Andy is like sick of pro wrestling. He's angry.
Very angry.
A lot of people are angry. You know, a lot of people are mad with this pay-per-view. A lot of people are mad that Otis won, but some people are very happy that Otis won.
To me,
Somebody
this feels
wants
like
to Somebody wants to see Johnny versus Otis. I'd pay to see that. Johnny would be able to carry him to a good match at least.
This
Yeah,
feels
but
like
he's
when
got better
McIntyre won the
points.
Rumble.
Drew McIntyre winning the Rumble. It's like a
Like
little
it-
bit
like
too much.
We didn't like it, but people liked it. You know, it was a big kind of surprise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a split reaction. Some people were like, yes, this is exactly what we need going forward. And some people were like, nope. And like we were kind of like of that negative reaction, but some people were like loving it. This is kind of like a mirror of that.
Drew McIntyre is way better than Otis in the ring, but Otis is way more charismatic. If only we could find somebody with everything. You know?
Kevin Owens?
Hey, there's one. But he doesn't have the look though. You know, like you got to give it to Drew and Otis. They have much better looks than Kevin Owens. When Drew McIntyre, as big as he is, as strong as he is, the way he looks, when he walks through an airport, people notice. When Otis walks through an airport, people notice. When Kevin Owens walks through an airport, you know?
Yeah, I see that.
He looks regular.
Well, the thing is, Kevin's not there, and that's unfortunate. He's injured right now, so it just can't be him at all. So you can't even throw that in there whatsoever. Yeah, he
No.
injured apparently his ankle, so yeah.
But you know what I mean, John, and that's really what's held him back for his entire WWE career. If you think about it, that's got to be the only thing that's holding him back. It can't be his work in the ring. It can't be his promos. It can't be his charisma. He's got all of those things. He's got everything you'd want, except he doesn't look like a Drew McIntyre or an Otis or a Randy Orton. You know, he doesn't have a unique look to him. You see guys when you go out to the store, when we used to go out to the store, you know, back in the old days, you know, that
You still
look.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still can, but like you don't see anybody's face because everybody's wearing a mask, so you can't really see guys. But when you used to go to stores and see people's faces, you would see a guy like Kevin Owens walking around in a mall. You know, like you could see a guy that looks similar. I have never seen a person that looks like Otis, except for Mark Henry, but he was like a different version. I'm saying thickness and size-wise. Mark Henry is the thickest, biggest, like, wide and thick. I've never seen a guy wide and thick like Mark Henry. Otis is pretty damn close in the wide and thick department. But, you know, like Mark Henry, you see him. Jeez, man. He makes an impression when you see him in person. A lot of the WWE wrestlers don't make an impression when you see them. You know, a lot of them just don't have that look. They don't have that aura. Braun Strowman's got it. Otis has got it. Drew McIntyre has got it. Seth Rollins does not. He looks pretty regular. And that's why Vince likes big, huge guys, because they stand out.
Well, we're getting a question here.
Randy.
Otis.
What?
So we got a question on the chat about Otis. If he keeps his word about challenging for the tag team title, I think he won't.
Exactly. I don't think he will either. Would you? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I know he said it in an interview, but I don't think that he assumed that he would win when he said it. Where's Tucky?
Yeah, why wasn't he celebrating with Otis?
Imagine Otis gives his briefcase to Mandy so that she can cash in on, like, Bayley.
I don't feel the briefcases work like that, but it's a nice idea.
Sorry, John. I'm pretty sure the briefcases do look like that. They're for a title shot of your choosing. Otis thought that he could use the briefcase on the tag team titles. If he thinks he could use them on the tag team titles, he could surely give it to Mandy so that she could use it on Bayley. I mean, it's wrestling, John. They make up the rules as they go along.
Right, but I'm sure they're going to stick to this rule that he won for either a Universal or WWE Championship, and because he's on SmackDown, I'm pretty sure they're going to stick it to SmackDown, that he's got a Universal title shot whenever he wants. That's what's probably going to happen. I don't think he's going to cash in right away, though. I think it's going to be a very long time.
Yeah, I could see it lasting a while. I don't see Otis versus Braun Strowman making sense. Braun and Otis are both babyfaces right now. You could argue that they're the two top babyfaces on SmackDown at this point, booking-wise anyways, right? Like, as far as how the WWE is pushing these guys, Braun is the champion. He's the top babyface on SmackDown. And Otis just won Money in the Bank. I mean, Daniel Bryan's up there, but you got to look at Otis as one of the top guys on SmackDown now.
For sure.
Well, I think now you build him up, right? Because Otis, I mean, this is a surprise win, but now you got to build him up that he could actually beat a Braun Strowman or like a Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, now it's the build with the briefcase, right? You build him up for a while. He holds on to the briefcase for a while. I think Asuka probably cashes in on Becky soon.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Wait and see.
Like,
But I feel,
they don't usually do two briefcases being held for a long time. You know, somebody cashes in and then the other person holds on to it for a few months.
But even then, like,
I
they
like
don't
one-
let the guy hold on to it for very long anymore. They kind of have a guy cash in within, like, by SummerSlam. Usually it's cashed in. Like, last few years, I mean, it's been Brock Lesnar and people like that, but I think the last guy to hold the briefcase for a while was, like, Damien Sandow? Everyone else, like, cashed theirs in, like, the following SmackDown or pay-per-view or something.
Carmella held hers for a while.
Oh, yeah.
She would tease
Yeah.
it a lot on Charlotte. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, with Ellsworth and all that.
Yeah.
God, that feels like a long ago.
Now, Becky Lynch has been the WWE Raw Women's Champion for over a year now. I think Asuka will cash in Money in the Bank at some point, maybe on Raw tomorrow night, maybe at Backlash, you know, but I think it'll be soon, and when it happens, Asuka will win and be the new Raw Champion. Will Otis, when he cashes in, become the Universal Champion?
Not possible. I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean, one, it's just a title reign. It doesn't mean it's going to last for a long time, but why not? If he's over, it's hard to gauge it, though, too, with no fans. I mean, how is he really over? I mean, it's the ratings. If the ratings are up, it means it's working.
It's the ratings. I mean, telling who's over now is hard, right? Because, like you said, there's no fan reaction, but I think the ratings has something to do with it. A lot of the social media stuff, you know, like the comments we're seeing right now, people on Twitter, people on Facebook, people on Instagram. I think the comments from the fans, the WWE pays attention to that, and they're going to see, you know, how Otis does and how fans kind of react to Otis's win here tonight. I like Otis. I think he's got a ton of potential. He's very young in his pro wrestling career. Hopefully he does improve and becomes the superstar that we all want him to be. I mean, you think about Otis, 28 years old in 4 years, in 5 years. Give him 5 years. He'll be 33. You know? At 33 years of age, in 5 years' time, imagine how good Otis can be. Like, realistically, you could have 12 to 15 years of Otis as a big superstar in the WWE. A 28-year-old guy. I mean, we saw 46-year-old men wrestling tonight. Right? We saw guys in their 40s tonight. AJ Styles. I think Bryan is pushing 40. It's almost there.
Must be at this point.
So there are guys in their 40s. Otis is 28. Oh, sorry, Daniel Bryan. He's only 38. No disrespect to Daniel Bryan. He will be 39, though, next Friday. Oh, cool. SmackDown. Do you think they do a Daniel Bryan birthday celebration on the 22nd of May on SmackDown? God damn it, they should.
I hope they let him go home because he hasn't seen his wife and kids in a while, so that's kind of rough.
Yeah, right. He's been stuck there in Florida. I would assume Daniel Bryan will go home at some point. His wife is pregnant. So
Ray's pregnant again?
Yeah, Bree's pregnant with their second. You didn't know that
dear
Bree
Lord.
and Nikki were both pregnant at the same time?
I knew Nikki was pregnant.
No, they're both
but
pregnant.
I've been out of the loop.
Somebody's not been watching the current season of Total Bellas.
I didn't watch last season of Total Bellas.
That's okay. There's not much to Total Bellas. I don't watch Total Bellas either.
No.
I've given up on Total Bellas. I used to watch it, but now I'm just like, nah, not enough Daniel Bryan on this show. And too much.
No more Cena.
No more Cena. That's what really killed it. Now I have to watch Nikki Bella and Artem, her dancer guy, husband or whatever. No, thank you. I'm not into that.
That's not Cena. With
I
all
don't
want to
watch that. I want to watch John Cena and Daniel Bryan and Brie and Nikki. I don't want to see Brie, Nikki, their mom, their brother JJ, and then maybe John Laurinaitis. Like, I'm not watching Total Bellas to get a glimpse of John Laurinaitis. Not enough for me. Is Heavy Machinery dead?
No, I don't think so. I think they're definitely still going to be a team.
If you're Tucker
I see
now,
Tucker being jealous.
if you're Tucker right now, you're sitting at home, you're watching Money in the Bank. Are you happy for your tag team partner, or are you nervous for your job?
Not happy. This is going to be a storyline now. This could be something where either they're not going to work as a team anymore and then they'll have a feud eventually, or he's just going to be supported the whole way, because who knows if this single reign is going to last for Otis. This is them doing an experiment here, so you never know.
Oh, yeah, because tag teams never break up, and one guy goes on to single success and the other guy goes into obscurity. It's not like we have a term for that in wrestling when you're called the Jannetty of your team, because it happened to a guy called Marty Jannetty, who was in a tag team with the great Shawn Michaels, who put him through a barbershop window, broke up the Rockers, and went on to have one of the greatest in-ring singles careers of all time, where a whole generation of pro wrestlers call Shawn Michaels the greatest ever, and a whole other generation of wrestlers hope that they're not the Jannetty of their tag team. Tucker doesn't want to be the Jannetty brother, but Tucker has got a one-way ticket through a barbershop window. Let's be real.
Next up, Jannetty Town.
I don't see that. I think Tucker's the better worker.
You don't?
Tucker's the better worker. He's not the Jannetty in this one.
It doesn't matter if you're the better worker, John. It matters if you have charisma. And Tucker is a big old dude who's, all right, but he's not Bret Hart. Like, he's a good wrestler for Heavy Machinery. He's better than Otis. Okay. He's not great, and he's got no charisma, and without Otis, no one cares. Tucker is going to be the Jannetty of this team, whether you like it or not, Johnny.
Well, let's see if they break up. I don't think they break up anytime soon.
When's the last time Tucker was on TV? Just because they haven't officially broken up doesn't mean the tag team doesn't exist anymore. This is even worse. Most tag teams, when they break up, at least there's a match to kind of sever the ties.
No payoff.
Yeah, there's no payoff. Tucker just got disappeared. Hey, weren't you a tag team, Heavy Machinery? No. What about Tucky? Oh, I don't know. No. I've always been with Mandy. It's always been me and Mandy. We're Heavy Machinery. What are you talking about? Who's Tucky? And then in 5 years, they'll be like, where are they now?
Mandy.
Oh, yeah, remember Tucker? Oh, yeah, he was totally the Jannetty of the team. Come on, Johnny. You really think he's not the Jannetty? You also probably thought that Damian Sandow was going to have a huge singles run in WWE after he broke up from The Miz.
Or Alex Riley.
Oh, yeah, Johnny North was a big Alex Riley fan. He thought Alex Riley was going to do big business.
Say it to my face.
He did in Glow. He's a big star in Glow.
Get the fuck out of here. He was on one episode. He had one episode. One episode. He's not a big star in Glow. You want to give me that for Carlito? Okay, maybe.
Or Chavo.
But not Alex Riley. Get the hell out of here with that.
Hey.
Oh,
Damien Sandow's doing great with NWA. Fantastic.
yeah, Sandow's in the NWA.
Him in question mark is the best thing going in NWA.
Damien question mark? Like, is it,
No, it's tag
is it
partner.
Damien with a question mark, or is it like Damien question mark is his name? Like his last name is question mark.
Isn't his name Aaron Stevens?
Aaron Stevens, but his tag partner is question mark.
His tag partner's question mark. See, Johnny North is the only guy who watches the NWA, so he's got to keep us up to date.
The question mark.
Question mark.
Hell kind of 90s gimmick is that? Is he dress up like
Good
a
stuff.
conquistador or something? Like a masked man?
He's the master of karate.
The Riddler or something? The question mark?
It doesn't matter what the question mark is. Now, Otis, I think Otis would be really good at being afraid of The Fiend. If The Fiend were the WWE champion, or the Universal champion, and Otis tried to cash in, but then The Fiend looked at him all scary, I think Otis would be really good at being afraid of The Fiend, and I think you could do something there as far as a story and promos. The match itself, I don't think will work. I think Otis, in a match with Braun Strowman or The Fiend or whoever, I don't think it really works as a singles match for a Universal title. You put that in a main event of a pay-per-view, it's not going to work. So you got to be real careful here what you do with Otis. You got to build him up. Wouldn't be a bad idea to put him in the ring with some really solid wrestlers who can kind of, teach him as he goes. Because I think you do have something in Otis. You just need to bring it out of him. You need to teach him as he's growing as a star. You need to make him a better wrestler, because I really do believe in 2, 3, 4 years, the guy could be the total package of everything you want in a pro wrestler, because he's already got charisma. You can't teach charisma. You could teach a guy how to wrestle. You could teach a guy moves. You can't teach him charisma. So he's already got that. He's got a look. He's got size. He's got a lot of things going for him. He just needs to be a better in-ring wrestler. So I think you teach him, you build him along, and in a few years he's going to be a big star. I was surprised that they went with him so early in his development as that star. Like, they see him, they realize that they like him, and they're like, okay, let's just go all the way and just punch it through. Just push it through. We like Otis. We're pushing him. He's got the thing with Mandy. We like it. It's working. Give him the money in the bank. Let's just make him a star now. Problem is, when you do that, sometimes they're not ready, and you don't actually wind up with a big star at the end of the day. So a lot of times, the best way to do it is to kind of build them along steadily, incrementally. You don't make them a superstar immediately. Like Shawn Michaels, right? He was in a tag team for a long time with Marty Jannetty as the Rockers, or the Midnight Rockers before that, before they were split up, right? And when Shawn was split up eventually from the tag team, then he was in the Intercontinental division. He was a mid-carder for a while. Over time, he learned, he improved, he figured out how to be a main eventer. And then he became a main eventer. He became one of the greatest main eventers of all time. Same for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Started in a tag team, worked his way up to singles mid-card level, and then became one of the greatest main eventers of all time. Same for Bret Hart. Bret the Hitman Hart. Same deal. Chris Jericho. A lot of these guys that became some of the greatest wrestlers ever didn't become main eventers overnight, and certainly weren't given title shots for the world title 5 years into their wrestling careers. Right? That didn't happen for any of the greats. Even Hulk Hogan, it took him a while to get to that level. Hulk Hogan was not Hulk Hogan until he did the Rocky movie. And that was like the biggest movie at the time. A lot of Hulk Hogan's success is because of his appearance as Thunderlips in that Rocky movie. Right? I mean, I'm not wrong about that. A lot of Hulkamania has to do with the fact that he played the wrestler in the Rocky movie. Had it not been for that casting, I don't know if Hulk Hogan would have been the big star that he became.
Yeah, the rock and wrestling connection.
That's it.
It's all about timing, though. It's all about what they need at that certain point in time. I mean, I feel like the Big Show, like I think his first match in WCW, didn't he fight for the championship? Like he was champion within the first few matches. So it really just depends who they need, and they need someone like Otis, someone different, and this is what they're going with.
Well, how did it work long term for Big Show as far as staying a main eventer? When you get hot-shotted to the main event right away, it doesn't last. You fizzle out.
Well, that was bad booking, though. That should never happen.
Wow.
Oh, come on, man.
He was green.
He was green as hell. He shouldn't have been world champion. They had to send him back down to OVW in the WWE because he just wasn't working. Let's be real.
Well,
he was
that's
demoted.
WWE. I'll talk WWE.
Yeah, well, you can't trust WCW to make any good moves. What the hell are you talking about, John? I mean, even Bill Goldberg had to win 365 matches before he became the world champion. Bill Goldberg went on a 978 win streak before he beat Hulk Hogan at the Georgia Dome. Something like that, right?
Wasn't he a U.S. champion also?
He was the U.S. champion for quite some time before he became the world champion. The Rock, Intercontinental Champion for a long time before he became a world champion. Triple H, same deal. You know? A lot of these guys that become big stars do not become big stars overnight. It takes them years and years to develop and become the superstars that they are and that they're remembered for. Otis, I feel like, could be one of those guys, but is maybe being given a little bit too much, a little bit too soon. But that's the way the WWE works these days. They
have no patience.
They have no patience. They have no patience for long-term planning, long-term booking. They're like, we like this guy now. Let's give everything to him. They don't say, we like this guy. I think we should start the train. Mm-hmm. They don't say, this guy, let's peg him. He's going to be one of our guys. By this time next year, we want him to be here. By this time in 2 years, we want him to be here. And then by this time in 3 years, we want him to be a main eventer. They don't do it incrementally where guys actually can grow as performers. They just say, hey, this guy's good. I think he's getting over. Okay, let's give him everything. Everything. And then you give somebody everything. They have everything for a bit. And then you find a new guy that you want to give everything to. That last guy disappears. And then here's the new green guy that can't really do anything. You remember Sheamus when he was brought into the WWE on the main roster? Given everything. And people rejected it because they're like, well, who is this guy? It's not that he was bad. It's not that he had no look. I mean, Sheamus is a solid performer, but when you come in and nobody knows who you are and you give somebody everything, well, it's hard to get behind it because it's hard to get behind hating you because we don't know you, and it's hard to get behind liking you because we don't know you. Yet you've been given everything and you're on top and you're the top star. And look what it did for Sheamus long term. It didn't last. And now he's a mid-carder for life. He's got a job. He's solid. Nothing wrong with Sheamus, but if you would have built him up, you might have had a main eventer for life instead. A guy like Sheamus could easily be one of the top stars for the WWE right now, but because they hot-shotted him right away, they didn't build him, they didn't maximize the value of a guy like Sheamus. They could have more with him than they do, but they didn't book him correctly. They screwed up the push. And they do that for so many guys. And I worry that they'll do that for Otis. I'm worried. I like Otis. I'm happy for him. I think it's cool. But at the same time, I worry about where is this guy going to be really in 2 years? In 2 years, is he still in the WWE? And if he is he part of heavy machinery? Is he a jobber? Like, what is he? Is he a joke in 2 years? Because right now he's half a joke. Right? He's half a comedy act. I mean, he's mostly a comedy act right now,
And
right?
He does the worm. Worm is like the biggest comedy move.
When is the last time a comedy act got to the main event and stayed there? Doesn't really happen in WWE.
They didn't do it to Santino. They didn't do it. They could have, but they didn't.
They don't do it. So, I like Otis. I think he's fun. I think he's got a lot of great attributes. But I don't trust the WWE to really have long-term plans with him. I don't think they gave him this Money in the Bank briefcase as, okay, this is the first step. You know? I don't think this is part of a grand plan with Otis. I think this is, we like what we've seen over the past 6 weeks. Let's give him Money in the Bank and see what happens. And that's not how you build a star. Especially a star who's got a lot of holes in his game. You want to protect him. You don't want to push him out there and say, here's Otis. Look at him. What do you think? Any good? Oh, he's not that good, eh? Okay, we'll find somebody else. You ever seen Dexter Loomis? He's next.
Your nemesis.
You like this guy, Tahuti Miles? Let's try Tahuti. Now, Dexter Loomis has gone from the guy I hate the most in NXT to the guy I like the most in NXT. I don't know why. I think it's the eyes. I think it's the fact that he never blinks. I like that in a wrestler. Commitment to the character. And lack of blinking.
So on 10, where do you rank this pay-per-view?
Johnny North trying to wrap this sucker up. This pay-per-view's been over for 30 minutes. Johnny North is like, on 10, where do you put this thing? This show's over. Johnny North's getting tired. Are you tuckered out, Johnny North? Are you tuckied out? Tuckered out? Oh, Tucker, get it?
This pay-per-view's been over for more than half an hour, actually. This pay-per-view ended before 9:30.
You hear the rage in his voice? This pay-per-view's been over for 45 minutes, Dave. Why are we still on YouTube?
Well, we can keep going if you want. I'm telling you, like, let's do it on 10. That's what I want to know.
All right, on 10, what do you give it? You asked a question, you give me an answer.
Say 5.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. What do you think, brother?
Yeah, sure. 5. Why not? It's average, forgettable.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm trying to find a match of the night, too. Like, whew. I'm going to give
They never resolved Ray and Aleister Black dying. They didn't resolve that. They didn't say, no, they're okay, folks. They didn't say
No.
that.
They're
They're dead.
They're dead.
Raw.
What, John?
Tune into Raw. See what happens on Monday. If they
Okay,
found
yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
tape
that
up
makes
the
sense.
ribs, and that's it. We'll have taped up ribs.
I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 5 on 10. I don't think it was very good at all. And I think a 5 on 10 is even being generous. Like, what was good tonight? Other than Asuka winning Money in the Bank. That Money in the Bank ladder match was not good. There was nothing there that was good other than the Vince cameo, Brian and AJ putting his office back together. I like that bit. Anything else?
I like Nia getting hit in the back of the head with a ladder.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah.
I liked AJ Styles getting stuck in the Undertaker dark room. That was just weird. That made me laugh. I don't think it was supposed to, but I guess I liked that part. But that match was, overall, you could barely. I mean, can you even call it a wrestling match? It's hard for me to judge it as a wrestling match. It's barely a match, right? It was like a little movie, right? More than a wrestling match. It was like a fight scene in a movie.
A well-polished backyard wrestling movie, pretty much.
Yeah. It wasn't really a match. I'm seeing Derek John giving it a 7 on 10. That's pretty nice. Ray Cruz giving it a 3 on 10. Bob Cote gives it a 6.5. So varied numbers out there. I'm giving it a 5. I think 5 is even quite generous because I really don't think there was anything good. Like, we had a surprise finish, I guess. I was a bit surprised with Asuka. I was real surprised with Otis. I like surprises in wrestling. That's something. But Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins went 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Didn't think that was very good. Right? That was not
The
great.
opening was fine. The four-way was fine.
The 4-way was all right, but it wasn't great.
Since the opening match doesn't need to
sloppy.
be right.
Bobby Lashley, R-Truth was a squash. It wasn't a match. Bayley and Tamina was not that great. Bayley retained her title. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt was not good. That finish was ridiculous. Braun retains the title in 10 minutes, 55 seconds. Drew McIntyre retains his title over Seth Rollins, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. And then we had the Money in the Bank ladder matches. The men's match actually lasted 27 minutes, 15 seconds. And the women's match lasted 22 minutes, even with Asuka winning. Jeff Hardy and Cesaro on the pre-show match, 13 minutes, 30 seconds. As uneventful as that match was, I might have to say it was match of the night. I guess probably the fatal 4-way tag team match for the SmackDown titles. Have to give that match of the night, but that was like if you give it a star rating, the old Dave Meltzer rating on 5, Johnny North, what would you give that match? Like a 2? Maybe a 3? Maybe a 3 out of 5? And that's the match.
Dave's a lot tougher in his ratings. He gave it like a 1.5 or something. But
did he really?
I give it at least a 2.
Yeah, well, that's it. You give it like a 2, maybe a 3 if you're being real nice. And that was the match of the night. A fatal 4-way tag team opener that really wasn't that good. I would even say that the 8-man tag on SmackDown this week between all those guys was better.
I guess you could say that. Just there was cooler spots, I guess. I mean, this was a lot more, I think, controlled, where that seemed like it was more chaotic, so that was more fun, but this was a lot more neater, and I think they like that for pay-per-view, where it's just like in and out, in and out. The other one just seemed like a free-for-all, which is fun, but I guess not great for pay-per-view. And this was the opening match, so this can't steal the show, really. It's just to get people going, and I thought it did a good job.
But it did steal the show.
I think the main event was the show.
Yeah, the main event was what the show was all about, but it's hard to call that match of the night. It wasn't really a wrestling match.
It's what everyone wanted to see, and for the most part, I think it delivered something. It delivered a lot of things.
Definitely delivered something.
It was something. I'm seeing Antoinette giving it a 2 out of 10. She only liked the end. And Derek John is rethinking. He's like, 7's too high. He's giving it a 6 now. Lee J. Robinson, very, very specific, 4.4 out of 10. 4.4. Not 4.5, 4.4.
Where's that 0.4 from?
I don't know. Why not 4? Why 4.4 and not 4.5? I wonder
4.
what the... Yeah. Or why not 4.6? Or why 4.4 and not 4.3?
Yeah.
Well, usually when it's
people are very
if it's
specific.
under 5, it means it's closer to 4 than a 5. Then that's what it means. It's below 0.5.
Yeah, I was not overwhelmed with this pay-per-view. It was it was what it was. We didn't expect it to be that great, and it wasn't. It about lived up to my expectations. Right?
It's going to be hard to forget that Money in the Bank ladder match, though. That definitely was memorable for some good reasons and bad reasons.
Yes, it's memorable, but mostly for the location. It wasn't
and the uniqueness.
Yeah, it wasn't logical. Like the fact that Asuka was by herself in an elevator for so long while everybody else was just fighting. It was like, she really seems to have had enough time to go up to the roof at this point. It was weird, like it didn't really make sense the whole way through. Kind of like a bad WWE Studios action movie. That's what it felt like. It felt like a WWE Studios fight scene action movie where it kind of makes sense, but there are parts, there's always holes in the story. And the big hole in this story was, well, Asuka's been alone for way too long. Asuka had more than enough time to climb to the roof and get that briefcase. Eventually she did, so it all turned out, right? But, yeah, I mean, even in the movie, there were holes in that story.
Too much slapstick. Way too much slapstick.
Yeah, that Paul Heyman thing with the food. It's bad.
Yeah, the Heyman thing, the brother love thing, the clown that was supposed to be Doink, I guess. I don't know. That was bad.
I'm glad nobody threw up.
The only cameo I liked was Vince's.
Stephanie's was laughable because how badly shot it was and tight it was. That was kind of funny.
That was bad. Where was the game?
That weird lighting. Yeah, where was Hunter? You could have Hunter and Sean do something. I'm actually really surprised. I was gonna tell you guys. I was I predict that someone is gonna try to open the elevator door. There's gonna be a bunch of wrestlers brawling, and they're gonna, I'll take the next one. Like everyone always does that joke. They didn't do that. That would have been set up. Shawn Michaels, I'll take the next one. Someone like that. I was kind of surprised they didn't do that.
Yeah, they could have done that. They did kill Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black, though. It'll be interesting to see if they show up on Raw tomorrow.
They didn't do that gag, but they did kill some people.
Yeah. They did murder two of their characters, so that's fun.
I give that's why I give the event a 5 on 10. Not often that they kill the wrestlers.
Yeah, that's right. It's not too often that Ray is murdered on TV.
Yeah.
Well, they buried AJ. It's not the first time we see people supposedly die.
Well, at least at the end of the Undertaker AJ Styles match, when AJ was buried alive, you saw his glove come out through the dirt to show you that he was still alive. Here, we went to Black, and no one told us if Aleister Black or Rey Mysterio ever made it. No one, there was no indication that they were still alive. They got tossed off the roof by Baron Corbin, and that's all she wrote. We never saw them again. At least when Undertaker buried AJ alive, you saw AJ's hand coming up through the dirt to let you know that he's still alive and he's probably going to climb out of the dirt when Taker drives away on his motorcycle.
I'm how horrible is Baron Corbin as a character? He murders 2 people for a match he doesn't even win. How?
Yeah.
Where are his morals?
Baron Corbin's fucking evil. I mean, let's be honest. Yeah. He's an asshole. Well, what the hell's his problem?
I would never buy him as a babyface.
He tried to kill Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black, and those guys aren't even on your brand, man. I mean, you don't have beef with them. They're on Raw. You tried to murder those guys, and you're on SmackDown, and they're on Raw? Ridiculous.
The deal.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Rey Mysterio or Aleister Black, I would definitely show up on SmackDown, when I come back to life, to get some revenge on Baron Corbin for trying to kill me, right?
Yeah.
If Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio don't try to get revenge on Baron Corbin, the WWE is fucking stupider than I thought. Because if somebody tries to kill you, somebody throws you off a roof, and you somehow survive, don't you think you want some revenge? I mean, a lot of the WWE stories are based off revenge anyways. You would think that this is a real time to get some revenge. You tried to murder me, Baron Corbin. I'm going to fuck you up now, man. It's ridiculous.
Not everyone gets revenge, though. Not everyone gets revenge. Sometimes that's it. You just lose, and that's it.
You tried to murder him. It's not like he tried to steal his wife or something, or take him or steal his shampoo commercial or whatever. He tried to murder him.
We haven't seen the body, though.
Rey Mysterio's son got assaulted by Brock Lesnar, and Rey vowed revenge. Rey Mysterio gets tossed off the top of the Titan Towers, the WWE headquarters, by Baron Corbin, and you're telling me he's not going to vow revenge? I mean, all Brock did was suplex Dominic a couple times, Corbin tried to murder Ray.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised they just kind of forget about it. I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
No.
I would not be surprised. Why do we watch this dumb shit all the time? Maybe that Tom Segura was right. You see that?
He actually likes wrestling, though. I saw that. He actually likes wrestling. They didn't show the full clip of that. He likes wrestling. He just doesn't like wrestling fans. I can understand that.
I can understand that too. Johnny North.
What? When he uses language.
As a wrestler, I'm saying people, being against me as a wonderful person, but people think I'm a bad guy like you for some reason.
What?
I'm sure you booed me at shows before. Calling you out on that.
Oh, we're biggest
Are
fans,
you kidding
John.
me? When you're
I
a
lost
heel,
my voice cheering for you.
yeah, man, we cheer for you so hard. What are you talking about? We never boo you, John. We're always cheering for you, and you're always the heel. So we take a bunch of heat cheering for you, but I don't really care because I'm just cheering for my friend Johnny North.
Yeah.
Thinking I boo you. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, get out of here, John.
Get out of here, John.
You guys need to be louder then, because I hear a lot of boos at shows. I don't hear a lot of cheers, so
Oh,
you
you
need to be
hear-
louder.
You hear a lot of boos because you're a heel and everybody hates you except for us.
I even cut promos on the audience that boos you.
That's right.
I cut promos on.
And I yell at the wrestlers that hit you. I don't like when they chop you. I say, stop doing that. That's my friend. Don't hurt my friend.
Yeah, that's right. You said that. That was funny. That's my friend.
I know that guy. Stop that.
That's my friend.
Hey.
And that was during the Drew
Back at
match.
you.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
We were marking out during that match, John.
And then
When
Drew
you
Onyx
kicked out
started.
after. I remember when Mike Marston came in and super kicked you, and I thought, oh no, John's gonna lose. And you kicked that too. I was on my feet. I was like, yeah, John, come on, let's go.
Drew Onyx and I got into it on the last match of yours that I went to when you were wrestling Drew Onyx. Onyx was like yelling at me. We did a whole promo before the match. Don't you remember the whole saga before that match? I was in your corner. And then during the match, Onyx was yelling at me. I was yelling at Onyx. I'm firmly in your corner, John. You know this. You remember I shit talk your opponents all the time.
I remember, there was a lot about your mom that he said that was kind of mean. It was kind of rough. Happy
what
Mom's
did he
Day,
say?
by the way.
Oh, I didn't know he said anything.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of him if we ever need to. You know what I'm saying? No problems. All right, show's over. We're ending it. Ending it. We've been on a long time. I did super long watch along yesterday. Go watch it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. We appreciate it very much, everything you do. Thank you to all of our super chatters here tonight. Thank you to Derek John. Thank you to Antoinette. Thank you to TK for dropping the message on the super chat. Thanks to everybody else for watching. Andy Burrow, Sasha Lagarde, my man Derek John, who predicted the winners tonight. Bob Cote, TK, Ray Cruz, of course, Antoinette. We love you, Antoinette, out in Toronto. Savorak. I'm checking the chat here. So many people were on the chat. I say Sasha Lagarde. Did I give him a shout out?
Yeah.
Ray
Yeah,
Cruz.
shout out,
Brian,
Sacha.
Brian Firth.
Franco.
Brian Acme Tunes was on the chat. Alex Tarris, AJ's #1 fan. So many people here checking in. I can't name you all, but we appreciate you all. We appreciate you guys watching and chatting, and we especially appreciate Antoinette, TK, and Derek John tonight for being the sponsors of this show. We love you big time, Antoinette and Derek John. I know you both. I've met you both many times. You know, I consider you both friends, so thank you for watching. We appreciate you very much. TK, I don't know you personally, my man, but, you know, I've seen you on the chat a bunch. I feel like I know you. We appreciate you. We thank you very much, TK, for supporting the channel. We thank you very much, Antoinette and Derek John. We sincerely appreciate the super chat, everybody supporting the Ringside Report Network. It really does keep us going and allows us to keep doing these shows and keep putting on these cool graphics and all sorts of technology. So thank you for supporting the show. It really is important. Check out our sponsors as well. IP Vanish. Go to vpn.ringsidereport.net to sign up now. vpn.ringsidereport.net. Sign up to IP Vanish. Sign up to Stitcher Premium. Go to stitcher.com/premium. Promo code ringside for a free month of Stitcher Premium when you sign up. Stitcher.com/premium. Promo code ringside. We appreciate you supporting the sponsors of the show, and we appreciate you, especially the Super Chatters, Derek John, TK, and Antoinette. We love you very much, and we appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy Mother's Day, Antoinette. We love you. We're a big family, the Ringside Report universe. From my brother, Benjamin Simon, and for the big man, Johnny North, I am Dave Simon. We will be back Thursday night, 8 p.m. for Ringside Report MMA. Friday, 12:45 for Dave and Johnny Live. We'll recap the Road Warriors edition of The Dark Side of the Ring. Saturday, 11 a.m. for the premiere of Wrestling Uncensored. We have a full week of action. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and when you do, click the bell so you get notifications every time we are on. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. For Johnny, for my brother, I'm Dave, and this has been the WWE Money in the Bank Watch Along.